ball number 7. He's bringing the ball over the half court and looking to penetrate the key. A bounce pass to the baseline to Margic, who is fouled as he attempts a 2-point shot. Officials this evening, you have Mr. Jamal Wade, you have Mr. George Green, and also Mr. Cranston Buffon performing as the match officials on the court. And we have some statisticians. The names will be provided shortly. But this looks like it's going to be a very interesting game thus far. Here is Keanu Woods again, driving again to the key, taking a 2-point jump shot from the free throw line, and he connects the score with 8 minutes and 57 seconds left in the first quarter. It is 2 for the Braves and 2 for the Wolves. Here's Jazik Weeks, left-hand guard for the Wolves. He's going to the left and seeking to find an offensive player. He gets it down to Robin Johnson, who pump fakes and gets the ball over his head, misses the shot, gets the offensive rebound, and here's Russell from St. Peter's trying a reverse layup, unfortunately does not connect, and young Fenton from St. John's collects the ball. Yes, passing it down to Keanu Woods on the baseline for the Braves, and they have slowed down the offensive attack, now falling back into screen and roll, and here's Fenton again for the Braves. Rebound there by none other than Penko, number 13, and now the Wolves are collecting that ball on the defense. Here's Jazik Weeks for the guard, left-hand guard, driving through the key. Look like the ball bounces off his leg. We're waiting to see what the game officials will call at this moment. So yes, I'm in the studio here. We're bringing this game live on Philomagic Media, and it is a pleasure to be here once again in Montserrat to bring you this basketball activity. So here we see on the court before you, here's Margic Weeks, number 9, for the Braves, bringing the ball over the half, gets it back into capable hands of Keanu Woods. He has the ball, who drops it into the post. There is Margic again, reversing, trying to get a layup, but the ball is ricocheted out by Robin Johnson. Ball stays with the Braves. Bounce pass into Fenton, who is dribbling back to the center of the court, and he's guarded by Jazik Weeks. It looks like the Wolves are in a 3-2 defense, which has been working thus far, but Margic Weeks collects the rebound and puts a stick back there, bringing the score now to 4-2. With about 7 minutes, 45 seconds. If you're just tuning in on Philomagic Media, you're listening to the third game of the Ascendant's Weekend Basketball Tournament, which is a special put on by the Ascendance program. Ascendance is a program organized to bring different levels of sporting activities to the island and feature these youngsters at different sporting disciplines. This particular junction, we have basketball being offered, and the youngsters on island under the age of 25 are able to partake. Here is Jazik Weeks on the guard for the Wolves, bringing the ball over. He's going to the cup, high off the glass, and he scores 2 points, bringing the score now to 4 for the start of the fourth quarter of the game. And both teams are well managed and coached. The Braves are coached by Mr. Tyrone Fenton, former national player, and has quite a bit of years of basketball experience. He would have also played in the New York area as well. And it's live. You're listening also live on ZJB. We welcome our ZJB listening team and thankful for the broadcast this evening. Here is Mr. Keanu Woods, number 7, bringing the ball over the half, and he's looking for an available player. The 2-3 defense is played now by the Wolves, who have set up and are now locked into their zone, but Keanu having lots of range, taking a deep 3-point shot there, and of course connecting. He's a former national player as well, played on the last under-25 team that represented Montserrat a few months ago in December, and he has definitely grown his athletic ability and his accuracy as it relates to basketball here in Montserrat. Here are the Braves once again in attack. Here's Margic driving to the basket, but Tejan Bazi meets him in the ear. Challenge, a good contest. Tejan playing for the MSS side and has contested well, and now the ball will remain now with the Wolves. So if you're just tuning in on ZJB, you're listening to basketball action here at the Multipurpose Sports Center. My name is Janzel Skerritt, and I'm giving you the ball-by-ball commentary this evening on the first game. Here, if you're looking online, is Mr. Jazik Weeks, who's at the top of the key. Dials up a 3-pointer there. Unfortunately, nobody answers the call, and an air ball awarded. The ball now goes back to the Braves. So the time now, 5 minutes and 52 seconds here in the first quarter as the Braves bring the ball over the half. Margic Weeks crossing over at the top, getting it down to Fenton, number 4 for the Braves. Dribble penetrating to the crease. Nice and easy, but a rebound there by number 13, Penko, and gets it back to Jazik Weeks. And here's Jazik Weeks going high over the front of the rim. Not able to connect, but Rajay Jackson collects that offensive rebound and sticks it back there for the Wolves. Score now 7-8 in favor of the Braves. So here's Fenton, number 4 for the Braves, taking a long three-point attempt early in the offensive attack there. Unfortunately, did not connect. And Russell passing to Tejan and now to Jazik Weeks. Here are the Wolves in transition, trying to get a quick basket. Unfortunately, the defense has now been able to set up as the Braves set up their defense. And Jazik gets the long rebound. Here's Jazik at the top of the key, guarded by Keanu Woods. The Braves are in a 1-3-1 defense. And I see Jazik passing on the right free throw line extended. And the ball, the referee under the ring, Jamal Wade, senior referee, signals a 3-second call. So the ball will now go to the Braves. So the Wolves are coached by none other than Mr. Andre Daly. And he's going to make some substitutions now with 4 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first quarter as Magic Weeks, guard for the Braves, brings the ball over the court, and he is looking to see who is the available offensive player. Here's number 13, offensive rebound, sticking it back on the glass, and a foul committed there by Tejan Bazi of the Wolves. Penko now goes to the line, and he'll be shooting 2 free throws on that attempt. Substitutions here with 4 minutes and 41 seconds as the first quarter winding down. I see Aiden Liven. Congratulations to him as he won a cross-country race this morning, checking into the game. I also see Mr. Correct me if I'm wrong, that looks like Mr. Winspear just checking in as well. And I think Shaquille White also has checked into the game. Substitutions here as Bazi checks in for Fenton for the Braves, and that's the lineup for the rest of the half. So here we go. First free throw attempt unsuccessful. Number 13 taking another attempt at it, missing, but stuck back there by his teammate, who is young Kernan, who got that rebound, comfortably squared up on his glass and put the ball on the top of the hoop. Basket connecting. Here's Jazik Weeks for the Wolves, bringing the ball over. Also playing for the national team a few months ago, dribble penetrating, and he is fouled as he goes to the key. And referee George Green will put the defender in the foul. Oh no, he doesn't call the foul. Looks like it's just a turnover at that point. So there's no foul committed. I take that back. And Magic Weeks passes it now to Keanu Woods, number 7 for the Braves. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the first quarter. Keanu Woods bounce pass into Kernan. First post move attempt I have seen for the evening as Kernan tries to get it, but it's knocked away. And Jazik Weeks now on the attack in transition and committing a 2-point conversion there in transition. So now the score is another lead change as you have 11-10 in favor of the Wolves. So Magic Weeks also answering the call in transition just now, would have gone coast to coast uncontested and also scored 2 points just now. So here we have Aiden Liven crossing over, screened by Robin Johnson at the top of the key, hits the side of the iron. Kernan gets the rebound, and a signal called here by Jamal Wade, and it looks like he calls traveling signal there. So I see a timeout now signaled by the bench, and on the bench the signal for the timeout is coming from the Wolves. So after approximately 6 minutes gone in the game, lead change here with the Braves now up with a score of 11 and the Wolves having a score of 10. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for some basketball activity here in Montserrat this evening, we're inviting you down to the Multipurpose Sports Center to partake in week 3 of what is the Ascendant's second annual basketball competition under 25. And what is happening now, the game currently being played, the first quarter is between the Wolves and the Braves, and that matchup will be followed by none other than the big matchup for the evening, the Panthers versus the Dragons. So if you're looking for some activity here on Island, inviting you down on behalf of the management team to the Multipurpose Sports Center where we can take part and look at the basketball activities as they roll out before us this evening. So the horn has signaled the first minute, the first timeout signaled by the Wolves, Coach Andre Daly trying to get his players to remain calm and consistent as the quarter is winding up. He has made some vital substitutions here to get some fresh legs into the game and, of course, try to change the attack. So here we have Aiden Liven now leading the charge, passing the ball back to number 10 for the Wolves. Pump fake, pass fake there by Aiden Liven. And number 13, who is Rashawn Thomas, strips the ball and the ball goes out of bounds. It looks like the referee has signaled that the ball will go to the Braves, and Keanu Woods, number 7, passing the ball now to number 9, Margic Weeks, who brings it over the half. He's guarded by Aiden Liven. Margic decides to go all the way to the cup. He beats his defender, and he's successful, scoring now 13 for the Braves and 10 for the Wolves. So it looks like the Braves have picked up their offensive attack this evening, as none other than Jazik here for the Wolves trying to take control of the offensive attack. Here's Aiden Liven attacking that basket with a layup, but he seems to be injured in the process as Keanu Woods fades away and hits a 2-point jump shot in conversion. So here's Jazik. So now we have Jazik and Robinson, Winspear, Liven on the court with number 10, who is Naisek Popo. And this is the team for the Wolves. And for the green team, the Braves, you have Margic Weeks. We have Young Bazi, Keanu Woods, and Rashawn Thomas and Kernan for the Braves on the court. Here's Liven bringing the ball in up the backcourt, looking to see what can happen here as Johnson sets the screen at the top of the key and bounce pass to Johnson. Trying to get that ball into the key. He goes up and he is fouled. Good attack there and 2 points. So the 2-point attempt is good, and Johnson gets a chance now to score another point at the cherry stripe. The bench officials have signaled substitution here with about 2 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first quarter as Winspear checks out and young Tejon Bazi checks in. Senior official Cranston Buffon passes the ball to Johnson, who dials up a free throw attempt and has a lane violation and has another attempt on a free throw attempt here. So the score 17-12 in favor of the Braves. Here's Johnson taking 3 dribbles, settles himself, takes an attempt. The basket is good, bringing the score now to 13-17. Here is Keanu Woods bringing the ball over the half. And the Wolves are in a 3-2 defense, and I see a bit of motion here from the Braves, but a defensive foul has been committed by Aiden Liven at the top of the key, and he's now into the book. So that's Aiden's, it looks like his second foul, and the ball still with the Braves. 14 seconds left on the shot clock as Margic Weeks, number 9, has the ball. He crosses over, passes down to Kernan, bounce pass on the baseline to Keanu Woods, who fades, takes an attempt, but Rashawn Thomas gets the rebound, and Baz, he chases down the loose ball. It looks like official Cranston Buffon saw that Margic stepped on the line, and it's a backcourt violation signal there, and we have substitutions in with about 1 minute and 54 seconds left in the game. If you're listening, just joining the broadcast, you're listening to the Ascendant basketball, second annual basketball tournament. The first matchup of the third night is between the Wolves and the Braves. So at the basketball court this evening, the Wolves are taking on the Braves in the first game, and in the feature matchup, the next game, the big game between the Dragons and, of course, the Panthers, 2 undefeated teams, and it promises to be fireworks down at the Sports Center. So here we have Keanu Woods, number 7, dialing up a 3-pointer once again in transition. Tejon Bazi collecting the rebound. He's feeling it. Here's Aiden Liven going coast to coast, passing the ball as he takes a 1-2 there. Unfortunately, his offensive colleague is unable to receive that pass, and a turnover occurred. So the ball now with the Braves. Referees have signaled a substitution, so the game has paused briefly. But if you're just tuning in, you're just listening on ZJB, you're listening to the Ascendant Basketball Tournament, second annual basketball activity, and this is their second year of basketball here. It is an under-25 league, mixed teams. You have 3 core members from the national team, or the older players, and they are mixed with some players from the MSS teams. And it has been very interesting over the last 2 weeks. This evening as well seems to be very interesting after the first quarter of the first game. The score now 17-13 in favor of the Braves. The Braves is the team that won the tournament last year, and they had quite a large lineup, big lineup last year with the likes of Jordan Ryan and several other players. But the teams have been altered a bit this year, and both teams trying their best to contend to see who will win this matchup this evening. Here's Aiden Liven crossing over the ball, looking for an available offensive player. Here is Tejon Bazi stepping back on the baseline for a 3-pointer. He does not convert, and the ball now with the Braves as Keanu Woods passes to Margic Weeks on the left attack. who gets the ball down to Bazi wearing the number 3 jersey. Officials signal a foul. Yes, there's a foul, and the ball remaining with the Braves. So Bazi, Jerwin Bazi having that attempt just now, but fouled there by number 3 for the Wolves, and that's Aiden Liven. Aiden now having the first foul. A floating pass there by Jerwin Bazi to Keanu Woods, who's guarded by 2 defenders, and he pulls up for a long 2-point shot, doesn't convert. Here's Jackson on the right, driving, trying to get a basket attempt, and I see that the foul is on number 6. They call a charging foul as the defender was in the spot before the offensive player got to the spot, and George Green, official, signaled that foul, putting him into the book. So that's Jackson's first foul. Good attempt. Unfortunately, the defender playing better defense and having better positioning and better timing, causing a foul there. So score 17-13, 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Welcome to Saturday Night Basketball in Montserrat, as the Ascendants have the arena, the multipurpose sports center, and the young men are on display, showing their talent at their best of their abilities. Here's Kernan, number 11, taking a free throw attempt. The first shot is successful. The team Wolves now is in the bonus as they've committed more than 5 fouls thus far for this quarter. So every foul here on after will be a bonus attempt. Here's Tejon Bazi getting the ball to Raji Jackson. Jackson getting it to none other than Shaquille White. Bouncing it down there to Mr. Johnson. Unfortunately, he's unable to gather that ball, and Kernan will be the inbounder for the Braves. Here is Kernan getting the ball to Keanu Woods. He's pacing himself now with 33 seconds left. Walking it over and assessing the defense. The Wolves seem to be in a one-to-one defense, like a boxing one defense attempt here. And they're winding down the clock. Shaquille White is on the offense. Jerwin Bazi taking a big screen there, trying to get it to Kernan, but the ball bounces through his legs. And very good defense there played by the Wolves as they were patient and moving their feet on that possession. No fouls committed. And here comes the Wolves, the final 14 seconds in the first quarter. Shaquille White representing Salem and the Wolves going to the basket strongly. Unfortunately, it does not connect. And Margic Weeks collects the rebound. He's in transition. 2 seconds left, checking a long 2-pointer, and they do not convert. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be the end of the first quarter. They have one little touch. Yes, that will be the end of the first quarter. And the scores at the end of the first quarter, 19 for the Braves and 13 for the Wolves. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in on ZJB and, of course, on Magic Media, you can come on down to the Multipurpose Sports Center and look at the basketball activities thus far. There's been pretty interesting stuff over the last 2 weeks. And now the third week, where we have the first game between the Wolves and the Braves, and that will be followed up in due course by the Dragons and the Panthers, 2 undefeated teams down at the Multipurpose Sports Center. And tonight, some type of dust will be a prerequisite, a demo of what the finals should be like. So we do invite you down here. And thus far, the arena has been filling up nicely. Persons on the outside trickling in slowly after the first quarter. And it has definitely been exciting basketball so far. Kingsley Liebird and Jordan Ryan and the next officials already have checked in. You also have several parents of these athletes who have accepted the invitation and joined us down here at the Multipurpose Sports Center, and we look forward to seeing more of you, the fans, so that we can definitely have a warm atmosphere as the games continue this evening.
money cause you're bad. Take my money cause you're bad. Take my money cause you're bad. And fling up that big fat thing where you have.
Good evening again, ZJB listeners, and of course those listening on Philomagic Media. My name is Jensen Skerritt, and I'm bringing you the second quarter of the first game of the Ascendant's third weekend of basketball here at the Multipurpose Sports Center. Before us is the Wolves taking on the Braves team, and this thus far has been rather interesting basketball. At the end of the first quarter, the score being 22-13. So here we have Keanu Woods, number 7, for the Braves, and he is going to be on offense as he brings the ball up by passing it to Fenton. Fenton bringing it over the half. Here's Fenton, dribbling slowly over the half, assessing the defense. Shaquille White for the Wolves is on the guard. Here's Jazik Weeks marking Keanu Woods, screen there by Rashawn Thomas. 2 players on Keanu Woods at the top of the key. Chest pass there to young Fenton, who gets it onto the baseline for Rashawn Thomas, but the ball is stolen by Bazi, Tejon Bazi. Here's Shaquille White in the offensive transition attack, and he's taking a long finger roll, but Jackson collects the rebound, offensive rebound, and unable to get the stick back. Here's Fenton again on the attack for the Braves. This time in transition, he tries a three-pointer. It was wide, very wide of the basketball, the hoop, and Shaquille White collects that ball. So Shaquille gets it now to Jazik Weeks for the Wolves, who is going to look to see who's available. Here's Tejon floating the screen, and pass there to Robin Johnson, who flashes to the key. Rebound there by Shaquille White, who puts the man on his back, going under the basket, going to the hoop, but rebound there by Tejon Thomas. Tejon gets it to Rajon. Rajon now passing to Keanu Woods, and he fumbles the ball in transition, and Rajay Jackson scrapes it up, and he's in the full attack as he's trying as well to go in transition, and another turnover there by young Jackson. Fenton again in transition and is unable to attack. So we had a series of plays here now where both teams have been attacking and unable to convert, but Jazik Weeks brings some normalcy to the pace and is able to collect the ball in transition and finish. So after several back and forth, we have some points being awarded to the Wolves, and a long three-pointer there by Keanu Woods, and he's totally off the mark at this point. He's missing the ball, and Shaquille White again forcing the issue, but good defense there by Rajon Thomas as he stops him, and the ball goes back to the Wolves. This team both seem to be trying to get some leadership on the court as the guards are now trying to change the score by quick offensive attacks and burn out the other side, probably pick up some quick fouls, but none of the teams have taken the bait. Everybody has allowed the offensive attack to play through, and young Fenton as well now pushing the issue, pushing the pace again, and able to have a foul there. So a foul now committed by one of the Wolves, and Fenton will go to the basket. If you're just joining us on the live stream, you're listening to Philomagic live broadcast of the Ascendants Part 3. It's the first game, the third weekend, and before you this evening, the Wolves are taking on the former champions, the Braves, and you just looked at the first quarter. Now we have the second quarter underway. Good evening, Julius, and welcome to the broadcast booth.
Good evening, Genzel. Have a nice, exciting game in front of you tonight. In front of us here tonight, expecting some good competitive basketball.
Absolutely. Both these teams have been practicing over the last several weeks, also having several performances, Julius. What do you think about the nerves and the butterflies with the players on the court this evening as it relates to conversion and being able to execute?
Well, I feel like they should be a bit more comfortable. It's the third week now. They've had 2 games already to get the butterflies out. I've seen Mr. Fenton putting in some of his younger players early, getting some rest for his more senior players early up so that they could reach down and towards the end of the game and have that energy to follow through and probably put it away. The Wolves, they started off a bit hot, but Jazik Weeks seems to be finding the bucket for them now later down early in the second quarter, so we'll see how it goes so far.
And I must say I do see the improvement with the substitutions as the coaches have now started to use their younger players to their strength and make them be able to control some of those minutes and give them some additional exposure, making them more comfortable. How does this pan out for basketball as it relates to these youngsters playing a little bit more organized sport at a competitive level?
It starts them earlier, so that by the time they're ready for the big leagues, they'll already know a lot of the rules. They've been under the whistle for quite a few years. They'll be, mentored by the older players, so as to speak, to prepare them so that as they get older, we'll be having a lot more structured basketball. The level of play would increase, and the amount of opportunities would increase as well.
Absolutely, I agree. And I see some players on the court. I see for the Braves, it looks like young Sadwani has checked in. Margic Weeks is in the game. Rajan Thomas, and we have Keanu Woods, and of course number 4, Mr. Fenton for the Braves. And for the Wolves, Aiden Liven, young Shaquille White. There's Tejan Bazi, Robin Johnson on the court, and number 9,
Mr. Trishan Charles.
Mr. Trishan Charles is checked in as well for some early minutes, which is good. And I see Aiden Liven, even though running a long race this morning, still full of energy, and pulls a 3 at the top of the hill. Unfortunately, he doesn't connect, but here's Charles. Bounce, big rebound, and Shaquille White getting a putback as well. So 2 offensive rebounds there by the Wolves team, and which I like. I like the way that they're on the glass and trying to convert. It's definitely seen them paying attention to the detail. Now we just have to work on the conversion.
Definitely. They have to finish those second chance points. The Braves are a big team when they put in their full starting contingent. So it's necessary, especially at this early stage of the game, for them to capitalize on those second chance points as best as possible. They have Mr. Yearwood, who's big, Shaquille White, who's a guard, but he's pretty sizable as it pertains to this league. Aiden Live went through the middle.
Like a hot knife through butter, Aiden Liven bursts through the key and converts. And I'm telling you, this guy here has a bright future as it relates to sports.
Definitely.
And the number of sporting activities he takes part in. And of course, his endurance is on display once again. And I only see bright things for him, provided he has the right opportunities.
Yes.
And that is what the sporting for arena will definitely give him an opportunity, as we see him again in conversion and very close to the hoop. But he's backed up there by Shaquille White.
Second chance points once again paying out for the Wolves.
So the score now coming a little bit closer, the score being 24-21, still in favor of the Braves, as Margic Weeks bursts down the key, taking a long 1-2 step there, and Johnson for the Wolves collecting the rebound, but Rashawn Thomas leaving nothing undisturbed as he picks it off with his long hands, and Fenton gets it off the glass. Nice and easy touch. I think his touch has improved as it relates to finishing around the basket, converting some well-needed points at this point. So the score now 26-21 in favor of the Braves. And if you're looking at the live stream, they just heard the horn, so now we have substitutions coming in as young Kernan checks in for the Braves, and the ball now with Tejan Bazi of the Wolves. What a pass. Nice pass under the basket. It would have been fantastic to convert, but Tejan definitely improving his court awareness over the last 3 years. Now, we've been following him from, I could say, as far as the Department of Sports Youth Program. Okay. And he has definitely been working and improving. Now he's grown about 4 inches, and he's definitely improving as it relates to finish around the basket. Here's Aiden Liven, dribble trying to get the penetration at the top of the key, but Robin Johnson chases it down. Here he goes, big 1-2 going to the basket, and a foul again. Robin has been working that game plan all night, getting them in foul trouble, driving from the side of the key and attacking strongly, but a foul there by Rashawn Thomas. He has to be careful. That's his second foul at this point. And we don't want to see him go to the bench too early, because he's a very important player in the Braves' master plan.
Robin has also been using the paint pretty well, getting in early, getting those passes inside the paint, using his pump fake and getting them off their feet to get that extra dribble to the court and capitalize even closer to the hoop. Just as to finish and capitalize on his free throw shooting as well. Missed one, made 1 out of the 2. Score back to within 4 for the Braves.
Yes, indeed, a very close game, and definitely the growth there in Robin as it relates to court time and court management. Here is Margic Weeks, number 9, bringing the ball over the half. You see the patience here. You can see the difference in the senior players. They're taking their time as Keanu Woods bunks past to Kernan. Pivot there by Kernan around a left pivot. And he takes a long two-pointer there from just about a step inside of the three-point line. And he's comfortable with that range.
Definitely. He's shown his range thus far. He seems to be more comfortable in the mid-range throughout the course of the league. Pretty decent-sized guy. He's not as physical as maybe Maldrick or Rassan, but he has the jump shot, so he doesn't need to force himself in there as often.
And he also has the length. He's able to get into the passing lanes pretty quickly.
Definitely.
Nice wingspan there, about 6 feet wingspan. So his hands are pretty active in the passing lane, and he also seems to collect several steals from game to game. So these two teams here, pretty even matchup, I say, with all the teams, especially with one this evening, and I think it's going to be very competitive as number 6 for the Braves now checks in. Number 6 is none other than Drayden McFoy. So Drayden marking his schoolmate, Tejan Bazi. That should be an interesting matchup if they get the ball down into the paint.
That's a bit of bragging rights on the line right there.
Yes, Jazik Weeks stepping off the point guard and giving Aiden the point position. Drop off to Shaquille White in the middle. Nice pass as Magic Weeks tries to get it up in transition, and Jazik chasing it down. He doesn't let anything pass. So here's Jazik, left-hand guard for the Wolves, converting easily through the paint, switching up his hands there in the air, and attacking with the right and finishing with the left.
Definitely. He's originally a left-handed player, but he's become very versatile at using the right as well, becoming ambidextrous almost. Again with another steal, as it weeks, right place, right time.
In the passing lane, here's Aiden live on with the right hand finish. Oh, left hand, sorry, apologies. Definitely. And finished very convincingly there in transition, and the defense unable to stop that attack. So the Wolves here pulling within 2, and very interesting as Keanu Woods seems to cross over Shaquille White, steps back at the 3-point line, trying to get a conversion. Fenton on the glass, getting the rebound, offensive attack. Here's Big Kernan. He's driving.
Jazik again with the strip, but he's called for the foul this time.
Is it Jazik or Tejan? As Tejan left his feet and was about 25 inches off the ground. His vertical has improved pretty much down here, Tejan. Julius, as you see just now as he was going on the attack.
Still a young player. He's still in the MSS. I think he's in 5th form right now, but he trains weekly with the MSS. He's trained with the national basketball team. Now he's getting a bit of experience with the Wolves, and I think once he's finished school this year, he should be playing with the Renegades. That's the team from Coachhead.
Very good lineup there as Aiden challenged by the young MSS player, and Aiden takes it back. Number 3 getting it down to Jazik Weeks, who reverse pivots here. Shaquille White, big guy, going to the key with experience from Salem, finishing at the basket. 2-point conversion there for Shaquille White. He's the brother of Giant Braid.
Definitely.
Duran Braid that also used to play from time to time in Salem. So he's familiar with the basketball activity. Grew up in a basketball community, and he's very familiar with the sport. So here is Fenton on the baseline, taking a jump shot, hitting the back iron, and Shaquille White collecting the rebound for the Wolves. In transition once again. If nobody stops him, he's going coast to coast. No foul committed.
Yes, he's actually a foul committed on the shot.
A foul committed, and I see Aiden on the ground holding his hand. Hopefully it looks like his finger is slightly jammed there, but he decided to stop the play, and he has stopped the play by sitting on the court, and official Jamal Wade goes towards Aiden so that he can make sure that there's nothing wrong besides just the finger being temporarily dislocated or jammed at this time.
Yes.
So the score, 2 minutes and 29 seconds. If you're just joining us, you're listening to a live broadcast down at the Multipurpose Sports Center, and this is the 3rd weekend of the Ascendant tournament, where we have the Braves taking on the Wolves in the first match of night number 3, and then later on, a few moments from now, you will have the premier matchup, which is both teams having a record of 2-0. The Dragons will take on the Panthers. So it should be good, exciting basketball, and another fiery weekend this weekend with basketball here in Montserrat.
Definitely with some quite evenly matched teams. We've throughout the tournament thus far, all the games have been tight down to the line. They have gotten away a bit at the end of the games, probably from a bit of exhaustion within the players. But for most of the games, it has had us tight, or our eyes fastened to the TV screens, as most fastened to the court, and keeping us pretty involved. We have some good players, some good young talent, some, I wouldn't say veterans, but some more senior players, a few national players playing in the tournament. Mr. Weeks, Mr. Rassan Fenton, Jazik Weeks as well, our national players, with a mix of some younger upstarts from the MSS. And the Braves tonight, we have Mr. Neely Sadwani, Rejan, Gerald. And the Wolves, we have Trishan Charles, along with Nisai Popo and Russell Raleigh. So the Wolves now have taken back the lead by 2 points.
Yes, 2 minutes and 27 seconds left in the second quarter, and you have been receiving some very good support from the sports department. I see several persons in the community have come on board and definitely support the Ascendance program. A special mention to the Department of Sports again. Of course, you have the Basketball Association, who have also played a vital role in support, and of course the Ascendance core management team. So all of these groupings working together to keep that basketball flame here in Montserrat very much lit and alive. Here's Rashawn Thomas passing the ball on the baseline to Fenton. Fenton guarded close there by Jazzy Weeks, and Rashawn sweeps through, goes to the key, passes it to Magic Weeks. 1 second on the shot clock, and I think the ball should be on the side as a shot clock violation they are committed, but the referee on the baseline signaled shooting 2 fouls, and it looks like Magic Weeks was fouled there in the attempt, and he will get a chance to score 2 from the cherry stripe. So he dribbles, looks at the hoop first, takes 2 shots, 2 dribbles, 3-4, and now bends his knees and follows through. And the first shot is good, bringing the score now to 29-30, still with the Wolves with a 1-point lead. Here's Margic again at the free throw line, taking 4 dribbles, bending his knees, holding that follow through once again. It's tied ball game now with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left in the second quarter. And then, of course, a timeout signaled. You were saying, Julius?
At this point in time, I'd just like to give a shout out to our sponsors. We have Ministry of Youth and Sports, Mayax, St. Patrick's Cooperative Credit Union, DHP, Digicel, the Montserrat Tourist Board, Summer Breeze Restaurants, Lava Den Fitness, Lindine's Grocery, CMFI Belize, 44 Rentals, BBC Radio and TV, Hypnotic Entertainment, Better Services, 664 Connect, Philo Magic Media, and ZJB Radio.
Yes, Julius, and where would we be without the sponsors? We have to say very special thanks to all of them for coming on board. As in Montserrat, we're a small community, and we only make these type of events come off when we have the buy-in from not only the public service, but of course the private sector.
Definitely.
So the working relationship between all agencies make these and other events here in Montserrat successful, and we of course are always thankful for the role that they play in making these events be as fruitful as they've been thus far.
Definitely. I was listening to a radio program earlier this morning, and the former premier, one of the former premiers, Mr. Mead, was expressing the importance of the private sector in the community, helping to build the community, helping to generate action in the economy itself. So it's along with the government, we definitely need the private sector. We need that injection to keep the country alive and to keep it mobile per se. Very
interesting comments there. Here's Jazzy Weeks over the free throw line, taking a long 2-pointer, and Keanu Woods for the Braves collecting the ball. He's in the transition, dribbling the ball over the half, looking to find an offensive player that he can pass the ball to. He looks to dial it up to Mr. Fenton, who pump fakes, spins on his pivot. He's guarded by Rajay Jackson. Here's Rashawn Thomas. Big dribble, going to the lane, and he a little bit hard there, a little bit of too much of mustard. And Kernan finding a way to collect that ball. And a foul committed, it looks like, under the basket. So George Green signaling to Jamal Wade, and it's now a traveling call instead. So Jamal Wade calls traveling. The ball will be awarded to the Wolves. But good attack there by the offensive team, the Braves, who were trying to get some points quickly, as this time now moves on to 1 minute and 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Jazzy Weeks dribbling right and finishing left. And again, working his magic on the court, being a presence both on the defense and the offense, and convincing this team that they are definitely able to beat this team. So
something I like about Jazik, though, he's not afraid to slash to the middle and initiate that contact. If you don't want to attack him, he will get to the hoop and finish as best as he could.
Yes, as you see, Keanu Woods trying to do what he does best, taking those long twos, unfortunately unable to convert, but he's on the glass. And a foul there by, it's like Fionn Mulcahy, as Keanu Woods tried to get into the offensive attack in transition early. But Mulcahy doing a smart move, I say, for a young player, stopping the attack and allowing his defenders, his colleagues to get back. And something I would do in a time like this.
Definitely seconds on the clock. I mean, he's not played as much, so he may have a few fouls to give. I think this is his first foul.
Absolutely.
So he's smart enough, slow it down. You have the lead. Few seconds, try to get a 2-for-1.
And another foul committed by Jackson as he tries to strip the ball from senior player there, Margic Weeks, who takes a nice jab step sweep through, collects the foul, and continues to the basket. He doesn't convert for the 2-point conversion, but he'll get a chance here at the cherry stripe.
Definitely. Something I see the Wolves doing that they could probably improve. And I saw just now Mr. Shaquille White coming down there. Instead of dribbling all the way through and missing that conversion, send the ball off early as long as there's a man up and allow him to at least get that shot. If anything, you trail and try to get that second chance opportunity if he does miss.
Absolutely. Here's Margic Weeks missing the first attempt but successful on the second attempt, scoring now 31-32 in favor of the Wolves. Here's Jazik Weeks, and it seems like the Braves are now in a full court press. Weeks out of the press early as Fionn Mulcahy driving, spinning, using the baseline. Well done, but Shaquille White collected the rebound, puts his back on the glass, and Margic Weeks collects the defensive rebound, passing it down to Keanu Woods, who's going to dribble right, try to finish left, a little bit too strong, and here's Johnson collecting the rebound. 14 seconds left. Shaquille White bounce past to Fionn Mulcahy, and Fionn scores 2 points with 9 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Margic Weeks dribbling around Shaquille White, trying to get a 2-point conversion, and that is good. 3 seconds left. Let's see what they do here. A long pass by Robin Johnson goes straight out of bounds, and no time comes off the clock. He was trying to get the ball up the court, but probably a play should have been run at that time.
Definitely.
Here is Thomas getting the ball to Margic Weeks. 1 second, but the horn has signaled before the 3-point shooter can convert, bringing us to the halftime of the game. And ladies and gentlemen, the score now 34 for the Wolves, 33 for the Braves. We're going to give you a chance to get your popcorn, get something to drink, and once again join us down here at the Multipurpose Sports Center at Little Bay. We're bringing you the third weekend of the Ascendant Cup program, the game 1 and the halftime. Looking forward to seeing you here in the second half.
it. I don't want no limit. When I come, this is no visit. Every place we look to conquer it. Hey, give me a rhythm tankatan. I want to get high like Superman. I don't care about race or religion. One love is the mission. So yeah, me, don't worry, lover. Don't worry, friend. Don't worry, partner. It's me time again. Don't worry, lover. I know you're missing it. It's a whole I come from a place of love. Vibes don't get just never stop. Like something just trigger away. Like the rhythm just give me energy. 10,000 coming strong. On our way. Tell them if you don't want nobody. I say this one for culture. Every masquerader. We say long live soca. Boy, when if you love this thing, then jump up. Back in our time, say jump up. Hands in the sky and jump up. Split them up high and jump up. Somebody jump up. From the way, jump up. Everybody jump up. All over there. This thing I'm a beating rum like a pan. Yeah, believe it's all a woman. This carnival second to none.
Been very interesting as we've had a big lead change there between the Braves and the Wolves, with the Wolves being in control of the first half. I welcome to the studio none other than Coach Kenford Samuels. Good evening, Coach, and how are you doing?
Good evening, Genzo, and I'm glad to be here. Shout out to the listening public. We're here in live and living colors. I missed the first half, but I was here in spirit, looking on Genzo. What did I miss?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a highly contested first half. Several lead changes between the Wolves and the Braves. Both teams trying to get their first win in this tournament, as it has been very close thus far over the last 2 weeks. But somehow the Wolves have been able to dig out the more points in the first half. So the score now, 35, first lead change here with 2-point conversion by Margic Weeks for the Braves. So the score now 35 for the Braves and 34 for the Wolves. Game officials this evening for the first game, we have Honorable Cranston Buffon, we have Jamal Wade, and former national player George Green. So all these gentlemen here doing their public service as they officiate these games and make sure these young men play the game to the best of their ability. 7 seconds here left on the shot clock as Kernan is on the baseline trying to get his ball up, but shot clock violation, and the ball will be awarded to the Wolves at this point.
All right, and we have a good crowd here at this point, and I'm asking everyone out every week as usual to get down to the Little Bay Multi-Purpose Center, and we can enjoy a nice family out, support our children, our young people, I must say, not alone just the children, and let them see your face inside of the court or the complex, and give them that, you know,
Support and energy.
and that energy.
I'll tell you a story. The first 2 weekends, my daughter was asking, you know, Daddy, may I come out? And I said, no, you have exams coming up. Take a little break, study your work. Well, this evening, she finished one of her exams on Friday. And she said, Daddy, if I do well, if I do my best, will I come to basketball on Saturday night? I use the basketball outing as a motivation and a catalyst for her. And she's here down here supporting the teams, supporting the basketball. So these are the little things that we can do. And definitely the young people appreciate and enjoy it. So you have a foul there committed as players are checking in and checking out. Russell checks out for the Wolves. Tejon Bazi checks in. And Shaquille White now shooting a free throw at the cherry stripe. First attempt, he hits the back iron. And now he has one more free throw attempt as referee George Green bounce passes to Shaquille White at the free throw line. Takes a dribble, winds it up, hits the back iron once again, and the ball looks like it will be awarded to the Wolves. It looks like an out-of-bounds play. Yes, an out-of-bounds play by the Braves, and unfortunately the Wolves able to capitalize. But Rajon goes high off the glass and collects that defensive rebound and brings the ball over the half. He looks for Margic Weeks, who bursts through the center of the key. Using his left hand, tries to get the layup attempt, but he misses. Aiden Lyman now collects the ball, crosses behind his back at the top of the key. Bounce pass to Shaquille White on the baseline, who gets it to Tejon Bazi, but it goes wide of his left hand. Ball goes out of bounds. And the score, with 7 minutes and 28 seconds in the third quarter now, 35 for the Braves and 36 for the Wolves.
Something I've been asked for the whole week, Mrs. Garrett, is do we think that this game or these games are important for the development of our young people? And I am asking, I must be, because at the end of the day, they're getting exposure and they're playing under the whistle. As a coach from last week, so you're going to take away your commentary hat, and you're going to go into your coach's hat, and give me a little rundown of what you think, how the importance of this competition is ascending on the 25.
Well, absolutely. I think for these young players at this stage of the game, any organized sporting activity played on the whistle so they can understand their coordination on the court and the relationships between their teammates is a plus. So it's a compliment to what the National Association is doing, because the National Association, as you see last year, coming out of the COVID cycle, also had a youth tournament.
Yes.
So these activities are improving the amount of, one, exposure, B, the amount of practice that they're getting, and getting more reps in on the organized play. So we appreciate these activities. Now, if you look a little bit further, if you look back to St. Patrick's, you would have had the DHP presents the 3-on-3 competition. This well, a different style of play, but of course it also brings basketball activity to a highlight and allows players to showcase. So the more reps you're getting in under the whistle, is better for these young players at this stage, but we cannot forget the role of good practice. It is only 1% or 20% to come out here and showcase what you've learned. What you learn at the MSS program, what you're learning in your primary school programs, and of course what you're learning on the youth programs now from on afternoon from 5 to 7 or 4 to 6 is now also going to take part. And then you have the after school programs that are happening during the week. So it's a combination of all of these activities, the learning, the fostering of correct habits, that is going to be on showcase this evening, and every tournament going forward can only get better and better. So I say to those persons, encourage the sport, encourage playing sports in general, builds camaraderie, builds teamwork, so persons can know how each other reacts under pressure. And that is something you need as you build teams here on Ireland to do greater and bigger tasks. So it's always good to see the work of the different coaches and sporting programs, and definitely the opportunity it affords the young males. I do look forward though to seeing some young females playing sports here, playing basketball, not just sports, because I compliment the netball program, who definitely put on a showcase a few weekends ago, and it's wonderful to see Coach Val and her team having netball again, and persons could come out and see. So we look forward to seeing not only more netball games, but hopefully in the near distant future, we can also see a tournament for netball. And who says that girls can play basketball too? Very controversial topic, but girls can play basketball too. And I look forward to seeing a few girls' games, even if a friendly invitational between Antigua and Montserrat, something that would definitely allow them to spark interest. The ladies also had a wonderful cricket tournament.
Yes.
I looked at it and I was looking and I said, wow, this is great. Right here in Montserrat, we can put on this kind of activity, and the ladies fully engaged and taking part and having a wonderful time. This is what we need as outlets here on this small tropical Caribbean island.
Yes.
So that's my take on it, Coach Kenford, and thanks for asking.
Well said, and that's the coach's hat from Coach Genzel Skerritt.
It's 5 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third quarter, Coach, and the score now 39-37 as Jazik Weeks dials up a free throw here. Ricochets on the hand of the Braves, but Margic using his skill sets and bouncing the ball on Tejan's leg, so the ball now awarded to the Braves.
Yes. And young Tejan Baz is inside as one of our players from the Montserrat Secondary School, along with Trisha and Charles inside of there. Magic goes up and was rejected by
Tejan. Big rejection there, well timed. And Jazik Weeks collects the rebound. And you were saying about Tejan, he's finding his place on the court. He's learning his ability.
Yes.
And here's Fenton for the Braves in transition, 3-on-2. And Tejan again with a strip and stops the ball in its tracks. And Rajay Jackson collects the ball, looking for an open player. He gets it to Charles, who lines up Robin Johnson for a shot. And Robin, nice soft hands.
Yes.
Good release. Shot there, good release. About 16 feet from the hoop. And nice soft hands, a bounce and into the basket. Tie game with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. So
a very good player, Robin Johnson. I was watching him in the Village League, and I must say, over the time, he's a go-to player at times. Not used enough in certain of the games, but very strong and dominant and very assured and safe hands, as you mentioned. Have a good, what you call it, the finger roll?
Yes, finger roll, spectacular finger roll, man, because his jumping ability is amazing. As you see, Kijan Kernan just there able to convert a three-point attempt, the first three-pointer there for the Braves, or the Wolves rather. And here is Fenton going to the basket and converts 2 points in transition as Rajay unable to stop his flow. Tejan Bazi, nice sweep through there, getting the ball back to Robin Johnson, number 5 for the Wolves. Pivot move, first pivot move, fantastic, up and under.
That's what I'm telling you about this guy. He's a guy to watch, make sure he's in your team. And we should be playing some fantasy basketball, Montserrat style, so we can pick some players.
That would be interesting.
That's something for some of the app guys to do. Take it up on their own and get inside there. Woods drive to the basket inside the paint with a lovely turn. Goes up with is a double pump fade, or is a double pump, and he has converted.
But I'm going to go back to Robin Johnson's post move just now, because I was talking with a few former players, national players, just to get their insight on certain things. And one thing that we agreed was that the post game, persons have been wondering what has happened to the traditional post game. And it's not a phenomenon only in Montserrat that we realize that the post game has now kind of
faded,
diluted a bit, as players are now improving their accuracy and moving away from the basket to convert the three-point attempt post Steph Curry era. But it was very breathtaking to see young Robin just now in the post using an up and under move, a pump fake, and finishing strong to the basket. So I do see a little bit of hope there as Keanu Woods tries his best to get it to Rajan Thomas, who sweeps through and goes to the center of the key and lines up none other than Kernan again for a three-pointer, but Tejan Bazi collecting the rebound and getting it to Jazik Weeks. 1-2, and Woods over. Nice steal there.
He was looking for the foul there as well.
No foul. As Magic Weeks gets it to Fenton, and Tejan again collecting the ball. And now he's going to try to bring it up the court. But here's Fenton diving on the ground, and Bazi trying to get it away from him. Rajan Thomas is at the top of the key. Keanu Woods is going to put his body on Tejan.
And one nice on one play. Lovely basketball here at the Little Bay multi-complex center, and we're asking you to come out. We have our young guys here putting on a showcase tonight, and they must play tonight. If they have any chance, do they have a chance, coach?
Yes, they have a chance. They have a chance to win the third place trophy. That's the chance that they will be offered this evening. But they must put their energy, leave all the energy on the court. And I'm proud of the move Keanu made just now, because it shows a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of experience as he used the body contact to initiate, first initiate that contact going to the basket. And, Tejan trying his best to slide his feet, unable to get to the spot before he did, committing that foul. So here's Robin getting the ball up to Jackson, and here's Aiden live and sliding, cutting like a hot knife through butter to the key, converting for the Wolves. The Wolves have been running, and would you believe Aiden won a cross-country marathon this morning?
5 hours? What is 5 hours and 20? And still here giving that energy again, like he did that at least 2 months ago, and he's playing running full
court,
yes,
pushing himself to the limit. And the score, the Wolves are 45 and the Braves are 48. Here's Fenton stealing the ball from the Wolves, and a full court press there by Jazik Weeks, who has got the memo. And here now, here's Aiden Liven, who strips the ball from Fenton, number 4. The ball now awarded to the Braves.
And now they're on the side, going in.
Yes, Kernan passing it down to Rejean Thomas, and
Fenton
trying to dial up a three-point attempt there. Unfortunately, cannot connect. Vajay Jackson collects the ball. For first time playing basketball like this, but Jackson has definitely improved his basketball skill. He took a 1-2 and tried to pass it to Winspear on the baseline. Winspear was not expecting that after the 1-2 attempt.
Yeah.
As usually the 1-2 is now finishing at the basket, players have decided to take a 1-2 and drop off a pass to a big man from time to time.
Something I've noticed in the new era basketball, is it 4 steps, or my eyes are fooling me, Mr. Scarrett?
The rules, the FIBA rules still say 2 steps. So as far as I know, you have 2 steps after the dribble, and that's the way the game has been played from the beginning.
When our guys watch these international matches, like for example, where everyone aspires to go, the NBA, and we're looking at these guys moving too, and again converted shot by
Robin
Johnson,
big man using a running floater, and that is also a popular move used by several members of from the big man school. Jazik Weeks, that is, using his quick hands and stealing the ball. Keanu now converting, trying to get the ball over the half, but here's Jazik, who is the game changer for the Wolves, bringing the defensive pressure.
And that's a forced turnover.
Yes.
Again.
And I see the body language
Keanu
here
Woods,
starting to show up on the court as persons are starting to get frustrated. And this is the time when players must stay focused, must remember the cause of what they're playing for, and lock into what they're doing.
Yeah, I was saying before, watching the NBA game, seeing that these guys are taking 3-4 steps. How can we now eliminate that here? Keeping our guys grounded, telling them, yes, you're still here, and how can we input that into their everyday game?
Every country, I would say, has their laws, and similar to sports, every sport is only as good as the officiating that is taking place. So it's going to, the officiating, first of all, has to first step up and let these players know this is what we're looking for in this play. And then now, even in the practices with the coaches, demanding that persons take a jump stop, demanding that they practice excellent practice. So sometimes we do practice, but it's practicing what we know to be the absolute right and not the easier version. And sometimes persons don't want to do the hard stuff, but we must practice the fundamentals to get to finish and get those, reduce the number of traveling occurrences that happen. So that is what it's about, perfect practice, and that is something we have to go back to.
As you can see, Jazik Weeks again getting up to the basket, scoring for the Wolves, getting up to 51, Wolves 51 and Braves 48. I think the Braves need to come out tonight victorious for something for pride for their bench, with players who have been down this road, professionals playing for can I say it, for the Emerald Isle
Yeah.
in a high competition. So they need to display, and that's a lovely give and go, but could not
Could
convert.
not convert.
Yeah.
And here's Magic Weeks again. Trying to get the ball, but the ball picked up there by Johnson. And
How
the
many
Wolves
attempts?
are having their way on the offensive glass. As Keanu Woods takes a nice 1-2 there and finger roll. Good patience, bringing the score now to 50-51. Here's Jazik Weeks, a little bit strong as well, and Kijan Kernan collects the rebound, gets it to Fenton, over the head, lines up none other than Keanu Woods for a three-pointer.
And it is down.
And he hits that. He hits that with 52 now the score and 10 seconds left in the third quarter. So here is young Aiden Liven finding a hole. And again, 53-53 with 2 seconds left on the clock. 2 seconds left on the clock. And here is Fenton, who is going to have the bell rings and the score 53-51 with favor to the Braves. I do think that the Wolves did convert and then they forgot to put the point on the board. The score should be 53-53, and we're now finishing the third quarter, going into a fourth quarter. As you see, the score changes now.
Yes.
So it's 53-53, tied game going into the fourth quarter for bragging rights and for some position. As this, the fourth game, the third weekend rather, first game, definitely is very interesting thus far. And if you're on your way down to the Sports Center, we invite you down to see the Panthers take on the Dragons in the next matchup. So get on down to the Sports Center and come and see what's happening down here as it relates to basketball action. Ascendant's Week 3 basketball for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Leave it in that position. In a position, leave it in that position. Fling that. Push the bumpers up and pin that. Leave the bottom cock up slow. In a position, leave it in that position. In a position, leave it in that position. Bumper pushing out, I could see that for the next road. Bumper like a bomb, tick tick with if it explode. Bumper going hard like a pea shaking in flex mode. Send me your text mode. Send me your text. Don't worry, never slow, never twist, never clap, never wind, never roll, never bigger than a drum and sign that thing when they wind and walk, come right that thing, giddy, 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 up, never work, never slow, never twist, never clap, never wind, never roll, never bigger than a drum and sign that thing when they wind and walk, come right that thing, giddy, 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 up. Wind away, you wind away, you wind away, you bring it up. Bring it up, bring it up. Wind away, you wind away, you wind away, you bring it up. Every girl come to the front and fling that. Push the bumpers up and pin that. Leave the bottom cock up so. In that position, leave it in that position. In that position, leave it in that position. Fling that. Push the bumpers up and pin that. Leave the bottom cock up so. In that position, leave it in that position. In that position, leave it in that position.
Private Ryan Mixes, the instant remedy for stiff waistlines, antisocial behavior, and a bad sex life.
Yes, and we are back now with Shaquille White at the line, going for his and one after converting a lovely play inside of the paint. And Magic comes up with Fenton under, pushes back out to Woods. Woods on the 3-point line looking for help. Goes out to Fenton. Fenton shakes and bakes inside a little slip. Still has control of the ball, and there's a little fumble. And we have Mr. Wade calling a foul on side of the key. Or Mr. Green from the side getting the ball. Magic goes up. Magic there's a wall, a screen set. He drives inside looking for the help. He goes up with those half hands and converted. So now we have 55-55. Both teams going hard at this end, as Coach Skerritt says, because he has two hats tonight. Coach Skerritt says inside, lovely pose-up play, big, and he has pulled a foul.
Referee Princeton Buffon on the sideline signals a jump ball.
Jump ball.
As 4 hands, 2 from each team were on the ball just now, and the ball will be awarded to the Braves.
Yes.
So 9 minutes here left in the fourth quarter. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Ascendant's third weekend of basketball under 25 league, and this is the first matchup. The first game is between the Braves and the Wolves, and the score is tied with about 8 minutes 52 seconds left. Here's Magic Weeks collecting the ball. Zip pass down to Fenton. Fenton attacking the spacing. And he tries to get the ball in the hoop. Misses, gets his rebound. But Magic Weeks, his teammate, collects the offensive rebound and converts. 2 points for the Braves. Here's Aiden Liven, cross-country runner, fit as a fiddle, crossing over at the half court, guarded by Fenton. Gets it down to Johnson. Big 1-2 into the basket. Nice and soft. Unfortunately, misses. But Shaquille White, experienced baller, from the Salem Village, converts. 2-point conversion. Tied score, 57-57. George Green, senior official, trying to have a word with the player. And always good to see them giving those players a good warning.
A good friendly advice.
Of course. And this only can grow these players in a time like this.
And we know now more than ever you need that kind of tuning as you approach to be a professional in these days. When you get there, you can adjust something else to your game. But from now to get there, you need an Aiden Library with a steal. That guy is a man of steel. And again, I talk about layups. I've seen 2 layups here that I really respect, and it's Fenton and Liven. Absolutely. They have a lovely, and it's with speed every time. Look there again, a next conversion again by Mr. Fenton, going to the basket, strong as ever, getting there. Mr. Winspear with a little slip in his hands, goes to Liven, goes again to Jackson and White, and there's a steal, and he goes up.
Takes a big 1-2 from the free throw line and converts in transition again. So both teams jousting for the lead as they exchange again, another lead change. 61-59 for the Braves. Here is Aiden Liven, jab pass, looking to get the ball to an offensive teammate. Here's Tejon Bazi, dialing up a 3-pointer, soft hands. Hits the backboard. Shaquille White bounce pass, bounces in the key, and hits it off the backboard. Converts. So the offensive rebounds working for the Wolves as the Braves are unable to box them out this evening. Here is Magic Weeks crossing over and zipping down to young Bazi, Jerwin Bazi, who he's not successful on that attempt, but has the ability to score that shot, and he falls back on the defense and tries to get the ball. Very good play there by Jerwin Bazi. As you see him not give up on the play, he automatically quickly turns back onto defense. And gets that jump ball call. Ball will definitely go to the Wolves, but good stop nevertheless, as his team is now able to reset and head back on defense. Here is Shaquille White dribbling to the right strongly, taking his right to the basket and getting a fantastic foul there on Magic Weeks, a very key player in this game. So Shaquille White using his speed and his experience, leaning the body into the defensive player, and then of course trying to convert. Unfortunately, he wasn't successful, but he gets 2 shots at the free throw line.
And something that you said there before, the transition, picking up that transition from offense, getting back into defense, getting there, stopping the players is very essential going into any game at this point if you need to win. You know, the winning mentality, not only offense, but you need defense in your game, as you can see right there. So, Shaquille?
But one of the things that have impressed me very much with the players, especially the young players in the league, they will do their push-ups, they put it on TikTok, they tell me, coach, you check out my page, I'm doing my toe raises,
Yes.
I'm running on the beach, and it's different for me because coming from the generation early 2000s, we didn't do that.
Yeah.
We did what the coaches were saying, and if we put in any work, it wasn't about recording, but they're making a story out of their basketball evolution.
Yes.
So it's, you know, completely different. As I see Tejan Bazi dialing up a three-point on the baseline, collecting his rebound, offensive rebound, nice patience, goes to the basket.
And there's a call, and we're looking for the call, and it's
He's a charging foul on
charge.
Tejan. But the defender apparently is complaining, well, the offensive player is complaining, saying he was not in the space.
No.
But these things happen.
That was a strange call.
These things happen.
That was
We
a
don't,
very
we
strange
don't, the
call.
official, we don't question the official.
Yes,
We don't know the angle that they're looking from, so we tell the players, respect the call.
The decision is
If you
fine.
have a question, ask him about it after and try to improve on it.
And I'm sure Mr. Green, with all his experience, seen something that we did not see from all of this point. So Rashawn Thomas take it in, and Magic goes up, and a one-hand jam coming off the baseline.
And that's the energy they need going into this, the fourth quarter, as you see the energy by the player there as he gets a dunk, changes the energy of the
and
game.
still gets possession of the ball. I'm wondering what the type of possession, if foot was out of bound when he was receiving that, or
Yes, a little lapse of the mind. You see this is called momentum changing.
Was
And
it the dunk?
When the dunks or these kind of activities happen, you find that sometimes the defending team, if they don't have the composure to understand what's happening, they can become rattled.
Okay.
So the Wolves have to maintain focus before it's said and done, because what will happen here is that the Braves will build momentum coming out of the dunk. They're lucky that there's a timeout and they're slowing down the play, but they have to watch the Braves because they have some skills on that team that are just waiting to erupt at any moment. Look at Magic, he's coming from a basketball family, basketball fraternity. He has a big brother, Mardell, and his other brother, Ranks. Both of them former players for the St. John's. I think they play for the St. John's side, which is Sniper Northern Snipers, and of course playing for the school side. So he's coming from a basketball family. He knows the game, and they watch quite a bit of basketball. He knows what it takes. He also was former co-captain of the team. So Magic is somebody who you have to always keep tabs on, because he can change the tempo of the game pretty
at
quickly.
any time. And you have experienced coaches, Mr. Fenton, and you have Mr. Weeks, calm as ever, always calm, and just getting that message across to his players as much as possible. So I wonder what plan he has now going into the fourth quarter with 61 to 65. Wow, and is that a double timeout?
Yes, a double timeout, as the referees and the coaches rather using strategy to cool off the play. So what the coach for the Braves did, call a quick timeout to get his guys focused after the dunk, and then what experienced Coach Daly did to ensure that he brought some more ice to the whole situation was to call a following timeout there. So quite a bit of strategy here, trying to slow down the momentum of the Braves. As you see the score now, 65-61 in the fourth quarter. The next game, the big matchup for the night, third night of basketball. The Panthers will take on the Dragons. So it will be definitely electrifying down at the Sports Center. We invite all on island, and of course those who are online, to share the live, Philomagic Media. On YouTube, share the live. And of course, they will be able to see the basketball action by these young men on the 25 league. And I definitely glimpsed in the house this evening the president of basketball operations, Mr. Gilmore Papcha Williams in the building, pledging full support and giving support, of course. And you heard the thankfulness of young Julius Fergus as it relates to just, the support of MABA for making these and other activities happen here on island. So here it is, 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Aiden Lyman passes it to Shaquille White. Passes now to Jazik Weeks, senior guard, number 7, wearing the jersey. And of course, dribbling as the Braves are in a 3-2 zone. Pass down to Shaquille White, who's going in the post. But a hooking foul is called, it seems. A hooking foul is called, and the ball now awarded to Margic Weeks and the Braves team. Keanu Woods has a smile on his face as he now sees the plot thickening, and he now will get a chance to attack. Here's Margic, over the head bounce pass to Young Fenton, number 4, who gets the ball over the half. 20 seconds left in the shot clock. Here's Rashawn Thomas, who jump stops at the future line, gets it to Margic, dribble penetrate through the key, and a strip there, and young Charles will be...
Is it a kickball?
A kickball
yes,
signal on the Braves, and the
yes.
ball awarded to the Wolves.
Yes. And as you can see, Young Woods going down with the ball at this moment, and they are in, what's that? Help me out there. Is it 2-1-2?
Yes, a
Yeah,
2-1-2. 2-1-2 defense, it looks like.
Right.
And here is Margic getting the ball to
Fenton.
Jerwin Bazi.
Bazi.
Here's Bazi getting into Fenton. Stripped there by Aiden Lyman. Mr. Fit as a fiddle himself.
And he's
1-2,
going, watch that
going
drive.
with the left hand.
And that's what
he
I'm
converts.
That's what I'm
Asking
talking
the referee, beckoning to the referee, may I have a foul, please? And I cannot believe my eyes. Good conversion there by Aiden Lyman. Just amazed at his athletic ability. Here's Margic Weeks. Double dribble there. Looking at the top of the key. Pass it to Jerwin Bazi. On the baseline is none other than Keanu Woods, who attacks the basket. And a foul there on young Charles.
Is it Charles or Aiden?
Number 3.
Aiden Lyman picking up that foul under the basket. So now you have Woods going for his 2 shots, and you remember each set free throw here is 1 point, as some students ask. I've been asking, sir, is it 1 point? I said yes. So as we go along at certain times, we will give a little insight of the game for those, especially as you were mentioning, the girls, to understand the game more, so we can break it down. We can use this media to educate some of even the parents of what's going on here as well.
Absolutely. Very important that we do our duty by updating them by the cause and the reason for these calls. As you see, Keanu Woods trying to dial up a free throw there, but Robin Johnson sails to the ear for the rebound.
Charles with a lovely pass.
Aiden Lyman, scoop pass to Shaquille White, who now will tip back. A lot of stats going on there, you know.
Yes.
As the first attempt missing, and Shaquille White collects the rebound and puts it back again. Score now 65-66. Keanu Woods is guarded by Charles, who was in position there, but it looks like he will be... Yes, he will be called for the foul, as Keanu Woods put his head down and went
he was
to work.
He was looking for offensive foul right there, but
he was a little bit overcommitted.
Yes.
Overcommitted on that play. So here's Fenton, guarded by Shaquille White,
Stripped.
long hands, and is able to touch the ball as Charles once again picks up the guard. And here's Margic taking a long 2-pointer, and Aiden Lyman collects that ball, gets it to Shaquille White. Shaquille White's going to the basket, putting his body on the defender and trying to go to the basket off the glass. There is Jazik Weeks, the left-hand guard for the Wolves, who knows how to get the job done. And he converts, score now 67-66, another lead change here in the first game of the night.
What I realized, Genzil, as well, too many offensive rebounds coming off, and they're being converted by the team as well. So something needs to be done right there with that as well. Looking up again, and again,
Yes.
and again, and again,
The box
and
out,
again.
the factor of the box out principle that we spoke of. Somebody has got to put a man on these offensive attacks,
yes.
because what's happening, they're getting on the glass and they're able to get 1 and 2 rebounds and put them back. So here's Margic now for the Braves, crossing over at the top of the key. He's guarded by Shaquille White. Rajon Thomas bounce pass there to the lane, perfect pass, setting up Fenton. Unfortunately, Fenton not being able to be at the position.
Yes. So lovely basketball now again, and we're up. Shift change, game changing time again, 69-66, and there's a timeout.
Fitting.
From the Wolves.
Very fitting timeout as the Wolves coach Tyrone Fenton calls his team in to have a quick conversation, give them a pep talk. The score now 69-66 in favor of the Wolves, but it's anybody's ball game. Anybody's ball game with the amount of time left, about 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, and it will all come down to strategy and execution. As you see Coach Daly speaking strongly to the Wolves and keeping his players very much in tune as Fenton looks around to see who has the killer instinct in their eyes as they get ready to take part in the rest of the fourth quarter.
And I'm asking you, Jenzil, just out of curiosity, who are you calling for this game at this moment? Am I putting you on the spot? Please tell me.
Well, you are putting me on the spot, and as a commentator, I'm here only in the capacity of a commentator. My job is not to have any preferences, but rather to make sure that I bring the commentary even, and so that our listening public definitely gets to enjoy each moment of this basketball match, the first basketball match. But for the second game, I can definitely
I know that was coming,
and say that the Dragons team will bring out all the fireworks and all the fire for this, the third night.
Breeding pressure.
Absolutely.
Yes, well said. And Aiden Livett comes to the side to collect from referee Green, goes into Woods. And I must say, these two guys have a good connection, and the whole team has that nice synergy going on, looking for each other.
They've been playing together under the MSS flag for years, and now they're here tonight to contest and show their ability. As you see the chemistry on the court working well between Aiden and Jazik. Conversion there by Jazik, assist by Aiden. Crossover by Keanu Woods, and the referee signals a turnover. No, not a turnover, but a steal there. So the ball stays with the Braves. Here's Margic, number 9, who is guarded by Charles, and official.
A reach.
Yes, it looks like a reach.
Yeah. So that's a reaching foul by Trisha and Charles, going too much, too aggressive inside. And
they're over their limit.
So they're going to the line for 2 shots.
Yes, so and the score now with 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Coach, is 66 for the Braves and 71 for the Wolves. What do you think the Wolves are going to try to execute here now? I'm going to put you back into the coaching aspect of things and ask you, what do you see for the Wolves as they continue the next 3 minutes of this game?
I think the Wolves will try to get up as much as possible, get inside the zone, doing what they're doing, and not relaxing from their point of play at this moment, moving the ball around on the base and bringing it inside of the key for Liver, and keeping him, giving him so much drive inside. And as he goes, look at him, and he goes, Shaquille take up his position on the outside, and he went all the way around, and look, taking up the ball again, looking, but inside of the key, and he goes back out. Trisha and Charles could not convert, and he goes back out. Good steal by Magic. Couldn't he hold it? Woods have it, and he goes back in again, and he goes up with a nice finger roll, but it misses. Rashawn Thomas taking up the ball, goes to Magic. Magic drives all the way. Big ball tips off the basket.
Stripped by Rashawn Thomas, and Fenton steps back for a three-pointer. Hits the front iron, and Magic Weeks getting that ball up, trying to get it up and under. Rashawn Thomas high off the glass. And offensive rebound and convert. Score now.
So now we have a game.
We have a ball game. 70-71 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this, the fourth quarter of the first matchup. It's weekend number 3. Here's Aiden Liven. In and out, diving, a hot knife through butter again.
And that's the play I'm talking about. Giving him the ball as much as possible on the outside. Let him drive with that smooth, and I think he picked up a foul.
Well, it depends on how you look at it, because the way that Margic went through the key with the intent, his body language could have suggested that the ball go either way. So it just, again, depends on the game official, how they're looking at the game, what they're seeing, and it definitely can be very interesting once you're not actually in the game and able to see it from a different perspective.
Is that Aiden's fourth foul? Is that what I'm seeing? And it's his fourth foul, so you have to be careful at this time, because he's very, very vital in this tail end of the game, driving with his energy. And you know certain teams cannot control that energy, and he goes up fearlessly, coming off of the glass as much as possible. His conversion, I would like to see his conversion rate outside in the field tonight. I think it's in about 8 out of 15. And that's a good average so far that I'm looking at. Madrid goes up with soft hands, and he missed in and out. And who is that? Mulcair.
Yes, Fionn Mulcair gets the rebound. And critical. Here's Jazik Weeks, who tries to convert, and Keanu Woods collects the defensive rebound. But Mulcair closes him out. Here's Charles, who's attacking again and tries to stop Fenton from getting there, and I think he will receive a foul. number 9. He's definitely playing very strong and not being intimidated by the experience.
And I love that. And I love that. That's the aggression from these young players. Putting in their play so early, showing what they're about. They're not here to play. So young Trishan Charles, fourth farmer at the MSS, he's been called out now. Whereas young 5, that is Robin Johnson. And at this point, if you look on the court, we have a match.
We definitely
have a match. So he needs to convert these now. And he's missed the first one. So we have a 71-73 game for the Wolves and the Braves. Braves are on 71 and the Wolves are on 73.
I want to say it's a well-executed game, as I see the coaches using quite a bit of time
out, yes.
Court management. As you see, Robin Johnson trying to get the ball clearing himself.
A jump ball. That's a jump ball by Mr. George Green, yes.
But as I was saying, I compliment the coaches for using strategy as it relates to the amount of points being allowed to be scored in each quarter. As you look at the score, it's a close game. It's not much points. It's 71-73. So it's approximately between 16 and 17 points being scored each quarter. And the defensive intensity has been up. Here's Fenton dialing up a three-pointer.
And he converts.
His first three-pointer for the night. What a time to hit that three-pointer as Aiden Lyman goes coast to coast.
And on one. And that is the drive that I'm talking about for this young man. What's happening?
A travel has been signaled.
Wow.
Even though he converted the basket, one extra dribble, senior official George Green blowing the whistle there and put it in the book. Aiden having 4 fouls. Has to be careful as Keanu Woods now in transition. Here's Shaquille White going to the basket and the basket is converted. Score now 76-75.
And that's the aggression of young Aiden Lyman. That's what he brings to team. He brings that energy. And as you mentioned, and this young man has done a marathon today. A 5 hour and 30 minutes or to 27 minutes to be exact, and he's now running end to end here. And I want you guys to understand 5 hours, 5 hours, and still playing basketball.
And not just to run the 5 hour marathon. He won it.
Won it, yes.
And to put a little context to it now.
Yes.
He didn't just take part in the event. He won the event,
yes.
And now he's here putting on some basketball performance right here at the Multipurpose Sports Center. 1 minute, 13 seconds left with the score of 75-74 in favor of the Wolves. And we have a ball game. We definitely have a ball game down here. And this is now 75-75 as we see bodies on the ground. And a bounce pass on the floor to Rajan Thomas, up fakes, who goes to none other than Thomas for a shot. He misses. Robin gets the rebound. And now traveling called by Robin. A few steps there as he tried to settle himself. And the ball will be awarded to the Braves. It's 1 minute remaining at this junction. Both teams have one timeout each.
Yes.
And it's a perfect time to call a timeout and strategize for the 1 minute. You have 35 seconds or 23 seconds on the shot clock. I would have used some of those seconds. And here are the Wolves in transition, trying to get a basket attempt. Here's Lyvan dialing it up. And rebound here by Jazik Weeks, who is wrapped up by Kernan. The ball will remain.
And we wait for this. We wait for Mr. Green to give his fine. And he says the ball belongs to the Braves. So the Braves can use this moment to convert a basket, running down the clock. And now we can get to see if the coaches will call that timeout after this basket has been converted. Either way. So Magic goes up, dribbles inside of the paint. He goes up strong, and he has converted. And I wait for the... No, there was no timeout call. So now we have the clock, using the clock, and a lovely play by Avon Lyvan, who goes up, goes strong, and he's been stripped by Rashawn Thomas.
It's a foul on Shaquille White going to
and that's basket. A foul. Is that his foul?
Yes. Shaquille will go to the free throw line for an attempt at 2 shots with 21 seconds.
Yes.
21 seconds left.
And Rashawn Thomas is now in foul trouble, and they need this big man at this point in the game. So I see B at this point. Who is at the line? Is that Shaquille? Tom called into the game.
He checks in for
Checks
Rashard
in,
Thomas.
yes.
And Shaquille White has the ball. He's at the free throw line.
So
He
now
takes 3 dribbles, looks at the hoop, flicks his wrist, hits the back of the iron. Braves in a comfortable position thus far.
he has converted one. For me now, I would have called a timeout.
To 77, and what a ball game this has been, ladies and gentlemen. The Braves are in complete and utter shock as they cannot believe what has transpired. Young Charles, Trishan Charles, 4th former from the MSS, taking it upon himself to go and play some hard defense with less than 10 seconds left in the game, stealing the ball, and Shaquille White collecting the offensive rebound and having the mindset to finish the basket. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you down to the next game, the Panthers versus the Dragons, and this is it for me, Coach Kenford. I see you speechless, but I'll let you talk to the people of Montserrat and beyond.
Thank you very much, Mr. Skerritt, and that was a lovely game we had there. A little controversy at the end, but I do hope that they each player would understand at this point it's in the official eyes. The officials saw what they saw, so that's how that game went. So up next we have a very, very, very exciting encounter. We're asking everyone to get here at this moment so you can watch some lovely, lovely basketball. They're sending on the 25 youth basketball tournament. We're here with the Magic Media crew and ZJB broadcasting live from the Multipurpose Center in Little Bay. We'll be back with you in a minute to start the second game.
If I tell you this story, you have to believe me. It happened late at night. Me and the woman hug up tight. It was so frightening. Dog, it happened like lightning. She catch me by surprise. She was hiding in disguise. Go Fred, go Fred. I managed to get away. Go Fred, go Fred. I live to see another day. Go Fred, go Fred. She take all my money. Go Fred, go Fred. It's all how she tried to suck my energy.
try that song again for me, please, Jason?
No, I want to watch TV.
Not until you finish your math.
No!
Give me faith and patience here today. Child, you're going to sit there until I tell you to move. Hell, what did I do with that belt?
Take deep breaths and think of another way to reach your goal.
All well and good for you to say. You don't see how he's trying me. Okay. Take deep breaths. Think of another way to reach your goal. Baby, you're tired of sitting down, huh?
Yes, can we finish work tomorrow?
No, because we have more schoolwork to do tomorrow. Here's what. How about we watch a funny video? I'll let you choose. Then we go right back to finishing off the work. If you finish before bedtime, I'll let you watch some more videos until it's time to say goodnight.
Deal.
Deal. I'll get the hang of this positive discipline thing.
You can positively discipline your child without the use of beatings or harsh words. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education, UNICEF, this station, and funded by UK Aid.
One of those golden apples for me?
Sure, Miss Lisa.
Can I speak to you a moment, please, Terry? Thanks, Terry. So, Renee told me that you were shouting at her, and I noticed a bruise on her left arm in class.
I've been trying to follow this positive discipline list, but she doesn't listen. I have 2 jobs, and by the time I get home, she doesn't want to go to sleep, and I can't deal with all her crying and disobedience.
I understand you must be exhausted. Does she have a routine to follow?
Not really. I make whatever is easiest as she does her homework, and I send her to bed. But she always manages to stay up for an extra 3 hours and ask 1,000,001 questions.
How about you try this? First of all, plan out all your meals for the week. Even if you're going to pick up the ingredients on the same day, knowing what you will cook will take some of the stress of wondering what to do. Then sit with her to review her homework. You guys can chat over dinner and then let her help you wash up. Give her the chance to ask questions, Terry. And make sure to ask her about her day as well. Then, when she's ready for bed, she has the chance to ask you just one more question before it's time for lights out.
That sounds like a lot of work.
In class, she asks questions all the time. It's her way of spending time with you. And I'm sure if you give her the chance to talk to you, she'll be more amenable to going to bed on time. And that means more free time for you.
So this positive discipline thing working for you?
To be honest, some days better than others. But I am getting a lot more practice seeing as he's spending most of his day with me now.
Okay, I'll give your suggestion a try.
And if you ever need someone to talk to or somebody to watch out for you while you work, I'm happy to help.
Thanks, Miss Lisa. Let me get going. I'm on to job number 2.
It's tough to care for a child when you're under stress as well. Ask a friend or family member to assist when you're having trouble coping. This message brought to you by the Ministry of Education, UNICEF, this station, and funded by UK Aid.
Yo, give me a ball. That's not your cheap people. Give me a ball. That's not your cheap people stuff.
No, I want to play with it.
Hold on, Jason. Give me the ball, please.
But I want to play with it.
Whose ball is it?
His.
Do you think he had to bring his ball for us to play with?
No.
What would happen if he were to take his ball and go home?
We won't have anything to play with.
Yo, how you do that?
I just reason with my little friend like how my father reasons with me.
Fellas having a care if you don't like it. I do it my own thing, lad. Don't care if you want fight it. The piece of bacchanal and I choose it. Then let me do it. How we look about the music. So I will pick up myself and win. Girl, oh girl, don't tell me that I have to wait till carnival to get a wine on you. Oh girl, don't tell me that I have to wait till carnival to put this charm on you. So you telling me that I have to wait on something you have on you right now, when all you have to do is give me permission to wine on you when you turn round. Girl, walk up your waistline, sync up with the baseline. Girl, I don't want your waistline. Wine and wine and wine and wine. Oh girl, don't tell me that I have to wait till carnival to get a wine on you. Oh girl, don't tell me that I have to wait till carnival to put this charm on you. I'm a money, I'm a rock. Tell the promoter, party done. Because I feel like Juve, more than powder, rum no chaser. And I just get so bad at doing it again. I tell you bigger than powder.
And right now we are back. Good evening, everyone. We are back with the second game of the evening, and it is the Panthers versus the Dragons. I am here with none other than...
That's me, Jahir Sadwani, once again in the booth. Welcome back to yet another tournament with Ascendant Sports. You know, it was a very successful tournament last year. We're glad to be back. And this year we're getting bigger and better.
Bigger and better, and a lot more talent on display tonight.
Definitely.
Tonight we have the Panthers playing the Dragons, and you have Young Yearwood driving early and picking up a foul on the way. So I'm seeing the numbers, and it's so Fenton goes to the side. Don't see who gave him the foul. Number 11. The number 11. Okay.
It's an inbound pass, and the whistle blows again.
Calling for side. So we're here down at the Little Bay Playing Center, and it's the Panthers versus the Dragons. It would be an exciting matchup, as these two teams who are very dominant so far in the Ascending on the 25 match, and that was a turnover, and it's go again. A lovely drive, and it goes up. Stephen Rodney with the layup, who missed. Ball goes back out, and I think we need Mr. Sweeney trying that three. So that's a foul on the three-point line, and he goes to the free throw line to throw up three. So
yeah, that was Stephen Rodney on the front court. They're a very good defender he is, especially with his wingspan.
Yes.
And here we have a shot at the free throw line, and that goes on to the left side of the rim as it misses. Devon Sweeney, number 12.
And as you can see, that the official, Mr. Quentin Buffon, has indicated that was his second shot, because he, as we're trying to educate our public as well, for some of the parents who are not really affiliated with basketball, he was fouled on the three-point line. So then now he would have 3 shots at the free throw line. Each shot would is equivalent to 1 point. So he has a chance to put his team on the board. This is his last attempt, and he missed all 3. A lovely rebound there by Fenton. Fenton goes up to Yearwood, very strong player, and I think he's moving too fast tonight with some butterfingers. I think it's his palms are a little sweaty at this moment, and you have the young man going up, trying to convert.
But he picks up a foul there. A lot of early fouls in the first few minutes of the final game of tonight, and I think the red squad, as I like to call them, would need to be careful.
The Dragons, and as Coach Skerritt, who was here putting on his commentary hat, and now as a coach, is saying that he is going to breathe some fire into the Panthers' path. So I think he has something to showcase and to back his talk tonight. And we have a very, very good encounter because these two teams are very strong and they have showed their dominance throughout the whole competition with a lot of young players.
Transition and a loss of handle once again at the Dragons. So quite a few turnovers, quite a few fouls. I think the Dragons have not gotten off to a good start. However, here we have Severodny passing it out to the wing and a turnover here by the Panthers. So here we're going to have a ball now in possession of the Dragons as they call a quick timeout. What would you recommend at this time? Is quite early.
Quite early, and it's quite surprising. I don't know if the coach has picked up something that he would like his team to work on going out throughout this game. So it's kind of early strategy, and I think I would ask who called that timeout.
I think it was Coach Skerritt.
Coach Skerritt. So
I think he wasn't pleased with the pace of the day we're going at.
Yeah. So he wanted to be early because look, we're still 0-0. No one has converted any basket, and something in this time we can talk about as we await some of the names of the players. We're asking our audience or some of the parents who are at home to come and support some of their young ones here to see,
it's always good. I mean, it's a different atmosphere, it's a different support when you come down in person and cheer.
Yes.
You give them a different type of confidence, like mommy's watching, daddy's watching, auntie, uncle, brother, sister. And I was here down watching Neelish as well.
And I would know that if Neelish came on the court tonight, you would have heard the screams and everyone would have been, right. And that's something that would go through them as young players in this type of matchup, playing under a whistle as well, in a competitive game that you can showcase your talent.
And especially at this age, it teaches them a lot in terms of, how to play with the crowd. Because it's easy to practice and there's no one watching and you can make all your shots. But when you have that pressure with that crowd, it's something different, man.
And Stephen Roddy is an easy layup and he has jammed.
That's a slam dunk.
Slam dunk so early. So it's now 2 to the Panthers.
That's right. And we have George passing it to the wing. We have Kish. And that's a turnover there again by the Dragons. Stephen Rodney on the fast break and an easy layup. And that's 4 points now for Panthers as well as 4 points for Stephen Rodney.
So we're here again. Mr. Giovanni Brown comes up with the ball, comes up, trying to drive inside, being blocked off. And Yearwood goes up for the 3, and it's off the rim. And it's
rebound by Mr. Tashawn Phillips as he crosses the halfway line with a drive and misses the layup.
Giovanni Brown taking up that, and Yearwood driving again. Fenton takes up the ball and he's now converted. So now we're off. We have the Panthers on 4 and the Dragons on 2. The game now has picked up a pace, a lovely pace, and that was a lovely converted shot going in there at that time. So we're here again. So we're having end-to-end basketball now. No holding up. Everyone's going up. Yearwood goes up. And I'm looking for that brother-on-brother combination. That brother combination, they call it the destruction of the brothers.
Yeah, the brothers of destruction.
So you see them with their T-shirts. So they're making a statement early. Quick pass inside. And so as we await, taking back all, Yearwood comes in. And that's a lovely 1-2 play driving inside of the key. Very, very good basketball here at the Little Bay Multipurpose Complex. We have Ascending on the 25 basketball, and we have our young talents on display. Look at that lovely pass into it, and he goes up a little short on the hand. I think he should have used his height there, and Fenton takes up the ball, and look at that. Look how quickly the ball is coming up the court. 1-2, 3-1, and we're looking for man down. So there's a man down. He's in a little agony there now, so we're calling the health team to come around and help in the situation, and it looks serious. So as we talk about our young people and the motivation and that help from the parents and the peers, the guardians, how important, as you mentioned just a bit, how important you think it is for our young ones to experience?
Well, as I said, that support goes a long way. It gives you confidence, that's first of all, that's first and foremost. And it also teaches you, because it's as I said, it's easy to practice and shoot and perform in practice like making a layup. But when you have pressure and a crowd, and that simple layup might turn into something much more difficult.
And as we could see at the end, just now, Trisha and Charles went up, had a lovely steal up on the upper court. Now driving inside of the basket, getting there to just do that simple layup. And as I said to them most of the time, do that ballet move, grace, elegance.
And they're saying is pressure bust pipe.
Pressure bust pipe. So we have seen that, and I know on Monday his peers are going to remember that moment.
Yeah,
but
they're going to talk about it. And worse yet, this is being live streamed. So,
yes,
they can look. There's going to be a WhatsApp status later
today. So you think there's going to be a meme? Some sort of meme?
Possibly. I mean, if I was his friend, I would have been already in the group chat.
And yes, so we're here with a little injury timeout, injury timeout here. I hope that player is all right. So we have a good medical staff here. The Red Cross ladies are here, and I think gentleman is here. So I think we're in good hands. So the game now has a restart on the side, and we have the ball in.
For the Dragons up on the front court, passing on to the wing. We have Mr. Christian Moraine into the center. Jump shot by Wendell Allen and misses. Rebound here by Clinton Reese to Stella Rodney as he passes the half court. And a good defense by Jordan George of the Dragons. Yes. Here we have Tishon Phillip on the wing. Takes a long three. And there's an air ball.
And yes, I see the two brothers in combination now. They're on the two brothers of destruction. They're now on the court. So I think now we will have a faster paced game because these two brothers are very telepathic. They have something going on. You see him driving. And I could remember last time he could not play in this game because of an injury. And that's a traveling going in there. That's a traveling by Fenton going here. And he's wondering where he was going. He just forget his luggage. He did not have his two luggage with him at that moment. So I think he needs to put them back at this time. So you have young Stephen Roddy going down with the basketball.
Passing the half-court line. Little crossover move. Well guarded by George. To the wing we have Tishon Phillip. Passes it back to the wing. Devon Sweeney for the three ball. And just too long as the ball bounces outside.
And as we look, the place is getting some momentum with fans coming in. I do hope for the finals we would have larger support. And we're asking everyone in Radioland, everyone who's away, to just, and that's a little backcourt, to just come and join us down here at the Multipurpose Center. Getting here live, as you mentioned, live. Watching a sport live is so breathtaking. 100%. And I think it's something that we can do as a family, come out as a family, and you learn the game from your young ones as well because they know the game with all these devices that they have and everything. You can look back and watch a match. And so much now, Stephen Roddy going out with that lovely up, showing his height, using that as much as possible. A finger roll off of the basket. And
that's right.
Now we have one of the brothers bringing up the ball, goes up, throws up, and that was in and out, and the turnover.
We also like to say goodnight to our officials for tonight. We have Mr. Jordan Ryan, we have Mr. Kingsley Liebert, and also the Honourable Cranston Buffon
doing his part.
Definitely. So a good shout out to them, a pleasant good night, as we have the Dragons versus the Panthers in the final game of today. And as you mentioned, next week is the finale.
Yes.
And as well, want to remind the public that it's also a long weekend.
Oh, yes, yes.
So I think there is a public holiday on Monday. So come on Saturday night and support our youngsters as they play against each other in the finals.
And yes, we have Fenton 1-2 play going off of the glass. Lovely, lovely basketball, as we've mentioned. These two teams are very energetic. They're driving. They both have something to prove. And I'm telling you, with the vast experience on both teams, we have a match. We do have a match, and I do think that this is a pre-match of the finals. Can I safely say that? Yes, it's a pre-match of the finals. So either way, these two teams have something to prove yet again next week.
That's right. So this is the warm-up?
Warm-up and get a little showcase. I'm wondering if they're going to go all out
for bragging rights or
Tonight.
for tough talks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's going to be. That's what they're playing for tonight.
Because if we're going all out tonight, then on the day of the match, I'm wondering if the other team, they will put some fear into the other team, and or that will brighten up the team to say, hey, we got to go harder with what's going on now.
But one thing is guaranteed, and it is guaranteed, there will be entertainment. So make yourself available next week as we're going to have the finals, and it's going to be against the Panthers and the Dragons as they're playing right now. Steven Rodney, very well done with that layup. The Panthers have 10, and he probably has 6 out of the 10, I would suppose. A steal again by Steven Rodney as he dunks that home.
He has a one-hand jammer, and he did that so comfortable. Yeah, he's using his height where necessary. He's not wasting no time. He's getting inside of the zone, putting up a defense. That's a steal again
by Steven Rodney. Passing it down the lane. Cleveland could not
catch that. So we have end-to-end action with Steven Rodney going up.
That's right. He's repping his, I would say, idol. That's James Harden,
Yes.
his number. So that's number 13. And here we have it. Wendell Allen of the Dragons bringing over the ball just past the half-court line. Got it by Steven Rodney. It's a little crossover,
And
double
the
team, and a
steal
steal by
again.
Steven Rodney once again for the 3rd time in the row. And there's a layup missed by Trayson. Attempts again and misses
And
one
that
more
was
time.
a traveling. And I see a lot of offensive rebounds again in this game from the teams. They're getting there, and I don't understand. You should be getting your rebounds back so you can transition back up to the court to take over.
Well, I see Steven Rodney on the, squatting a little bit. I think he's a little tired. The coach should take that into consideration. Give him a little break as he's been working very hard this quarter.
Yes. Yes.
But here we have Wendell Allen against Steven Rodney at the top of the court. Passes him with that screen off to the wing. We have number 4 and a good rebound by Joshua Fenton as he converts that basket.
And I like to see that we have some young talents again on the court, younger talents than anticipate, like Mr. Devon Brown here coming up with the ball. Look at that beautiful play, and it was converted. And this is what I'm talking about, that quick play inside of the paint, converting early and playing at their best. And that's the strength of this team. Looking, Wendell Allen with that vision, he has that vision, and he keeps using it every week. He comes up with something. And that was a lovely conversion inside from our number 8, Clinton Reese. As a cricketer as well, I must mention. And 3 or 4 of our guys here are cricketers as well. And you can see how they transition between each sports, and they're making it happen.
That's right. Here we have the scores, Panthers 14 to Dragons 12. And we have Cleveland bringing up the ball to Jaffet, and a steal by Christian Moraine to Jeshaun Fenton.
What if he's going to
and
jam
he
it?
is going to convert that. Very crafty layup by number 10.
And he's driving. You watch that drive. And I like to see these, again, turnover. So the game is a little bit sloppy. A little slip there by Reese. Holding up, Nehemiah holding it, getting it out too. And look again. That lovely no-look pass coming inside of the key. And the pass goes up. Steven Rodney with the ball, driving. And he drives with that height. And he goes over. And the player could not hold the ball, and it goes up Reese, and there's a turnover again. And it's a lovely 2v1, now it's 3v1. Can they do something? And it's a lovely jam. And this is what we're talking about. If you were here live, you've seen a lovely 1-2 play. Goes up with the alley.
Off the glass to Christopher Moraine, and he sends it home with the 2-hand slam dunk.
That was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
Scores are now Panthers 14 to Dragons 16 with that slam dunk from Christian Moraine with just about 1 minute remaining in the first quarter.
And that's a timeout called by Mr. Rodney. Rodney is seeing something inside there. He sees something inside there, so he have called a timeout. So now we have the Panthers against the Dragons, with the Panthers now on 14 and the Dragons on 16. And I'm saying, yes. So, all right, so on the Panthers, you have Teshawn Phillip, number 11, Steven Rodney, 13, Devon Sweeney, 12, Cleveland Skerritt, 9, Tresson Truitt, 4. Jafet Teixeira, 10. Jalid Weeks, 14. Kejan Israel, number 3. Alan Mendez, 5. Diogo Benjamin, 7. Clinton Reese, 8. Latisse Martin, 6. Okay, and for the Dragons, you have Wendell Allen, Christian Yearwood, Josh Fenton, Devonnie Brown, and Kish Phillip, Joshua Winspear, D'Angelo Samuels, Tariq Chambers, and Trevor Howe. So right now the ball is inbound to Stevel Rodney. Stevel Rodney looks for the pass, looks back for the pass. And can we get a screen? And there was a screen set by Kish Phillip. And it goes up for a 3. And that was a lovely 3-pointer from none other than Teshawn Phillip. As you know, some time ago he was our 3-point champion. I think he still holds the title for
That's
3-point champion. And you have a number 10
with another offensive rebound as he converts that basket again. I must say, very, you know what I mean? He has been converting a lot of, I would say, missed shots attempt from his team members and rebounding and converting those points.
All right, I think Josh Fenton, there's a little error here. Josh Fenton is wearing number 10, and Christian Yearwood,
number 13.
Number 13. So
good rebound by Trayson of number 4 for the Panthers to Stevel Rodney, drives, and a block by Jeshwan Fenton. Stevel recovers, and he gets it in. That's right. So it's Panthers now 21 to Dragons 19 at the end of the first quarter. One thing I must mention, Ken, what I'm not seeing is a lot of organized basketball.
Yes.
When we compare this to the tournament we had with Liba, for example, what I remember seeing was a different kind of basketball, a much slow-paced, organized, you know, coaches setting plays, players executing. And I think that's one thing that this game, and I would say, I think the last game as well was missing. So just the observation, and I think that's one thing that the coaches should work on. I think a little bit more time.
Yeah, and I think with some of the young players in the setup, they've worked on some key plays, but as the momentum of the game picks up, some of the players are not in sync with some of the more.
What we also have to remember is that there are a lot of younger players on the team now, so these plays might be a little bit complex for them. However, I think it's a good thing to get them started now.
Early, yes.
So that when they go and they get older and they play on the national squad eventually, there's something that is natural to them and not something that they have to learn more so. And I mean, it might be a big thing for them to playing, it might be a big thing for them to play with someone that has played on the national squad.
Yeah.
I can imagine these youngsters and how excited they might be to play with the likes of Jordan Ryan if he was playing, or Magic Weeks and Keanu Woods, and
but to even
Teshawn Phillip, and
but to even have him, even having him here as an official, it's so
that's right.
Everything is working. So as we like to say, I like to say shout out to the Ascendant on the 25 basketball organizers, along with Maba, because the two have to work together to in sync to ensure a lot of things.
That's right. And it's very important to have these types of tournaments, because you don't want 4 months down the line we played no basketball for the first 6 months of the year, and now it's tournament time. So it's very good to have these tournaments. As I can see Coach Jensen instructing George and Jeshwan Fenton down. Very, I would say, involved.
Yes.
I don't want to say emotional. I'm not getting the right word, but enthusiastic.
Yes. I will just take this moment to shout out some of the sponsors we have. Right now, you're hearing us to the ZJB Radio and also the Film Magic Media.
That's
and
right.
Also, is it Hypnotic?
Yeah, Hypnotic is our sponsor. We also like to give a shout out to Better Services, BBC Radio and TV, 44 Rentals, Nadine Grocery, the Montserrat Taurus board. Digicel Montserrat, DHP 3 versus 3, the Credit Union, St. Patrick's Credit Union, the Department of Youth and Sports, Ashok Supermarket, and of course a ZJB Radio.
Yes. Kishan Phillip just get there as a steal again, so there's some early steal. And Stephen Roddy asks his players to come over to give him some assistance inside of the area. That ball goes up again, and it goes up. And can we get, goes up for Kish Phillip, who was, the ball came off of the rim.
By George, that's right. And there is a whistle. So here we have the Panthers with 23 and the Dragons with 18. With just about 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter. So it just started. We have Kishan Phillip with the inbound to Rodney as he passes the half-court line, guarded by George of the Dragons. Quick pass to the wing to Sean Phillip, drives into the key with a floater and misses. Trayson, however, gets the offensive rebound and converts to those 2 points.
Forgive me there a while. Forgive me. I've been calling someone the wrong name, so just have a little patience with me. My eyes are failing me at the moment, looking up and looking down. So you have Moraine coming in, driving into the key. Quick release, and as I mentioned before, Moraine with that quick turnover inside, quick inside play to his teammate who have converted that basket. So now we have a lovely game going. It's the Panthers 25, the Dragons 21, and we're here live. And again, a lovely uncontested shot going up there from Mr. Moraine. Am I correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
We have Stephen Rodney here to the wing. Passes the ball. Devon Sweeney in the key, posting up, takes a difficult shot and gets the foul. I think that's it's a good play. You know, I think that's his game to you know keep going to the basket and attracting the foul.
Catching that foul as much as possible.
And it's not an easy task to do, and only a few players can do it. So kudos to Devon Sweeney for doing so. At this moment, I'd love to give a quick shout out to everyone looking at the live there by Philomagic Media, those here in Montserrat and also abroad, the UK and the USA, and maybe whoever else all over the world. So thank you for tuning in. Here we have Devon Sweeney on the line taking his second shot attempt. That's number 12, Devon Sweeney of the Panthers, and he converts.
And we have a lovely score now, which is 22 to 27. The Panthers are up 27, and we have a match. We have a lovely match. It's the second quarter with 8:16 on the clock. And his drive, a lovely drive inside, and the ball went back up by Mr. Allen, Wendell Allen, with that lovely conversion again. He is the driving force of that team. And we're calling, and he's asking for a foul. Mr. Sweeney is asking for a foul.
As I said, that's his game. He attacks the basket and draws the foul. So, here we have George Dodge, guarded by Stephen Rodney. Passes to the wing. Krista Moraine back to George with a quick. And there is loose ball. Back to the Dragons. George, quick pass. And a turnover. And a jump ball called by official Liebert.
Yes, so it's between Mr. Brown, and they gave it. No, it's a ball to the
I think it would alternate. So the next jump ball now would go to the Dragons.
And a lovely inside play by Mr. Phillip. I think he went up, he got that foul, and Mr. Fenton has indicated that he is the one who got that infringement. So you're sending a guy like Sean Phillip to the line. I think you're in trouble because this guy can shoot, and he's converted his basket. I want to know what his field average is for throughout this whole the whole tournament, because he's getting some very, very good chances inside of that, and that one went in and went out. I think that's the commentator. And a lovely pass again by Wendell, and it goes up to George. George fakes and get it after the glass. So that's a lovely, lovely play right there. And as I mentioned before, Mr. Allen with a very good IQ, and Stephen Rodney went up, stripped by Mr. Brown. Mr. Bryan goes up to George, and he has missed.
That's what I said. That lay would have been made in practice. But there's pressure.
Yes.
There is pressure.
And a lovely and one play, and we're saying, and there was a contact.
That's right. So that's an and one play for Tishawn Phillip as he converts those 2 points, and he goes to the line as well.
Yes. And we have some players checking in. We have Skerritt checking in for Sweeney. Cleveland Skerritt checking in for Sweeney.
It's one thing with the Dragons. Everyone's going to get a little 5 minutes.
Yes, everyone is getting. So a lovely rotation of the bench from the players. So
and Tishawn Phillip converts those 3 points. So here we have the Panthers with 31 and the Dragons 26. 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. George guarded by Stephen Rodney to Wendell Allen. Quick floater. And he misses. Rebound by Tishawn Phillip to Cleveland Skerritt as he passes the half. Drives hard to Stephen Rodney, and beautiful basketball as Stephen Rodney lays that in for a quick 2 points. Panthers moving on to 33 points with the Dragons at 26.
It's a lovely play again by George. George comes up 1-2 play, and again Allen with that vision going out could not convert that basket. So Stephen Rodney comes back down the court, coming over the half. Everyone, Cleveland Skerritt with a lovely fake, goes up with a double pump, but after the side glass, Devonnie Brown goes out. Stephen Rodney picks up the ball again, lovely vision again, and he goes up. Strong play inside, in and out of the basket. And
unfortunate that is for Trayson, but here we have Devonnie Brown to Kristen. Misses. Up court to Stephen Rodney. Is he going to pass to Tishawn Phillip? Pumps and in.
Off the glass.
Very comfortable he is with those layups. Very comfortable.
Very comfortable. And as you see again, the different plays, the different variations the Dragons are coming up with. Devonnie Brown, you have shooters, you have players with vision. And George is telling Mr. Brown, make sure that you put that ball inside to me as much as possible. So there's a change again.
Here we have the Panthers with a quick 9-point lead here in the second quarter. Will they be able to maintain that? Will they extend it? Or will the Dragons, I would say, decrease that lead?
I think the two teams, they have a match in areas that they can have players who can cancel out each other at this moment. It's just for the players to step up at this moment and show what they have at this time. As you can see, the game picks up a pace at certain points and then it goes down. Most of the baskets are coming straight through the lane, driving.
That's
and
right.
quick plays from Mr. Wendell Allen.
But I really like the chemistry with the Panthers, though. The duo, Stephen Rodney and Tishawn Phillip, playing very well together, complementing each other's game. And the defense on the other end, Stephen Rodney is doing very well
good, yes.
with those long arms, with that wide wingspan. So
I wonder how much steal he has in this game. About 6, 7.
I think he might get a double-double with just points and steals.
Yes.
The rate he's going.
Yeah. So we have a timeout. The coaches have called a timeout to get a quick talk with their team. The teams are back out now. The Dragons are here in a lovely white with black, and the Panthers have black with a touch of green and white all over the numbers here in white. So I like to say kudos to the guys with these uniforms. I like to see all of the uniforms are very nice.
Bigging up Julius Fergus and the whole Ascendant Sports team for putting on this tournament once again. Thank you to all our sponsors as well. Here we have just about more than 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Second quarter, and the games are going so fast. The time is going fast because we're having fun. And I hope to see young Kerjan Israel off of the Panthers bench. Young player in third form, very good hands. And I hope to see him, and Mr. Phillip goes up. Little short, and it
short, or was that a pass? I'm not sure what that was, but whatever happens, Stephen Rodney converted 2 points for the Panthers. And I mentioned again the chemistry between those two at the front court. Ooh, beautiful pass by Wendell Allen, just too short. Recovered, however, by the second brother of Destruction, and moves on to 28 for the Dragons and 37 for the Panthers. Here we have Cleveland Skerritt passing the ball to Trayson at the top of the court as he drives. Passes out to the wing to Steva Rodney with a 3-ball, and he banks it in.
And again,
that's right.
And he's coming up, he's popping up all over. Inside, outside of the range, getting into his game early. He is true of himself. And as I mentioned before, these two teams have something to prove, and that's a kickball. I'm
telling you, Steva Rodney is probably going to be the defender of the tournament.
And I think, again, this is a game that is going, it's a good build-up for the finals, because I think these two teams are in the finals. So this tonight is a showcase of what to come, and I think there are more to come with these two teams, but at the moment we're just giving it as we go. All right?
That's right.
So now we await the ball, a throw in from Christian. Christian comes in to George. George take it on the key, the guard, and he has it right there. He's looking for that play. The play goes out and comes back inside.
Tyreek Chambers just outside the key takes a jump shot and misses. Steva Rodney back up the court, guarded by Wendell Allen, now by Tyreek Chambers. And here's Cleveland Skerritt to the wing to Devon Sweeney. He takes a 3 and in and out. Rebound by Wendell Allen. Up the road to George. George to Kristen, and a beautiful layup as they convert for 2 points.
These teams, you cannot take your eye off of the court, because if you take your eye, you've missed something.
That's right.
And
I especially when you're playing against a player like Wendell Allen, who has that full court vision, I must say. His passes have been accurate and crossover. That's Wendell Allen to George, back to Wendell Allen, and a quick conversion of 2 points for that easy layup.
And Wendell Allen is saying, yo, pass me that ball quicker, because he's in. So when a guy is in his zone, please respect that call. Look at it again. He
Wendell
picks up
Allen
the rebound.
back up the court,
and it's 3v2.
attacking Cleveland Skerritt.
And he looks for the foul.
And does not get the basket, but he gets that contact off of Cleveland Skerritt, and he will go to the line for 2 points.
2 points, yes. So now we have a game on our hand. It's 40 for the Panthers and the Dragons 32 with 3 minutes and 52 seconds on the clock. And we are now in the second, and we have a timeout. So now we have a timeout. The coaches are using these timeouts so strategically in these games. So I think we have a little talk, and I see Coach Rodney bringing in his team, telling them, showing them something there. Coach Skerritt has said something early, so he's just waiting for the teams to come back out. And his team has a very experienced set of young players
and
on
high
there.
skill level as well.
And I see Josh Fenton has taken a good rest. So I know in the second half of this matchup, we have something to see, because with these talents that we have here down in our Emerald Isle 1664, we're asking everyone to tune in.
Yeah.
Look at our players. Please broadcast it, because you're on we're on what, Philomagic Media?
Philomagic Media, that's right, on YouTube.
And we have some very good gadgets, and you can see clear. We have a 4D perspective, I must say. Yes.
But that's right, the Dragons must watch out, because there are quite a few fouls that they have accumulated in the first quarter of the game. So moving on to the second half, they need to be very careful with how they use those fouls, because it's going to be a close game.
Yes. As Mr. Allen goes up for his free throw, not taking his time there, not converting that one. So I think he takes a turn. He looks at the rim again, so...
Here for the first time, seeing Mr. Trevor Howe on the court for the Dragons. So that's another rotation there by Coach Jensen Skerritt. Trayson with a strong rebound to Teshawn Phillip. Guarded by Trevor Howe. Passes the half-court line. Beautiful layup.
Oh, my. Lovely play.
Up, around, and in.
Yes.
Teshawn
Fearless. And watch his height. So, you know, he reminds me of a young Spud Webb. Some guys might not know that player, but...
But see, me and you might watch this as something very simple, but you can see that he's practiced that move over and over again, continuously, And you can see that's something that he's very comfortable doing, attacking the paint and, maneuvering against the defense and getting that ball to go in.
So we have a 10-point lead. The Panthers have the increasing the lead to 10 points. And you have what we call is a call here again. Number 7. Yes. Is there a reaching foul? Yeah, it looks like it. I might be wrong. So the young Gio comes in.
That's right. And there will be an inbound
for
play.
George, yes.
And the Panthers will have possession. Here we have Devon Sweeney at the top of the court. Guarded by Mr. Brown of the Dragons. Steal by Wendell Allen. Driving hard around the back. Beautiful layup.
I tell you, this guy, and I've been watching him from his entrance from the last time, and a lot of times he was here watching the games and he's saying to himself, hey, I want to play, but because of an injury to his knee,
that's right.
Now that has been rectified, you can see the explosiveness, his vision, what he adds to this team, and he keeps going and going and going. That's
one thing I must say is a very selfless player.
Yes.
He is, and his passing ability is very commendable. So here we have Devonnie Brown, a crossover to Kristen Moraine as he makes that easy floater. He made that floater look easy.
Yes.
And he also got the foul, so he's going to be at the line for an and one play. And let's see if he can convert that basket.
Yes.
That's Kristen Moraine, number 13 of the Dragons. Dragons are 36 and the Panthers are 44. Just an 8-point lead. Let's see if you can get it down to 7. And he does.
Yes. So we are with 2 minutes 43 on the clock. Possession with the Panthers. Teshawn Phillips, sorry.
Crossover.
And it has
and a foul called
Mr.
on Brown.
Yes, 4.
That's right. Shout out to our officials once again, Mr. Kingsley Liebert, Mr. Jordan Ryan, and the Honorable Cranston Buffon.
Giving his time as usual, and we have our player, Jordan, one of our players who have now received a scholarship, I think, to go overseas to represent our lovely island, 1664. So this is a true indication to our young people, our young children, or our youngsters out there that you can. This is a moment to put it in, let the world see what we have to offer, and through these type of media.
100%. So a big shout out to Philo Magic Media once again, and for the Maba for putting on the tournament last year where he got that huge exposure. So these kind of things are very important. So I'd like to thank the government of Montserrat for their assistance as well with these, because you do have to remember that all these tournaments are heavily supported by the government of Montserrat. So a big shout out to our government, and thank you very much once again.
Yes, as Christian Yearwood made a strong play, driving, coming around, getting into that area, getting up there and converting his basket. So now he goes up for that point. So let's see, he can convert his 3-point play, completing his 3-point play. And he's off the basket. Teshawn Phillip with a rebound. And he goes up. Lovely guy. So he pushes it outside.
Devon Sweeney with the drive. Tries to get the contact. Does not. However, he does convert for those 2 points. Kristen Yearwood very quickly. And I think it's an out of bounds. Ball in favor of the Panthers. I'd like to take this time to shout out our sponsors once again. We have the Department of Youth Affairs. We have the St. Patrick's Cooperative Credit Union. We have DHP 3 versus 3, Digicel Montserrat, the Montserrat Tourist Board, Nadine's Grocery. We have 44 Rentals, BBC Radio and TV, Hypnotic Montserrat, Better Services, Ashok Supermarket, Lava Den Fitness, and Summer Breeze World Cuisine and Wine Lounge.
And as I mentioned again, inside that play, you saw Sweeney going up, coming for trying to get a 3-pointer. Comes off the rim, and he's kind of upset with himself. And I like that in a player, knowing that he can do better.
That's right.
And showing.
Usually he's a very, he's a very good shooter. And when he's on a 3 ball, by himself is something to worry about. So maybe it's a bad night for him. And if he pops off next week in the finals, I could tell you that this lead will be much larger.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
Severani with the steal once again with a quick and easy layup.
And they're not wasting on no time. The Dragons come back up the court quickly and he goes out. And can this be converted into a three?
I would love to see how much fast break points Severani has off of his own steals.
Yes.
And another one by Severani as we speak about his previous one. So good defense and good conversion by Severani of the Panthers. Here we have Jordish George on the wing, driving in, takes the shot and misses. Rebound by Krista Morin, goes back up again and misses. Here with Teshon Phillip with the rebound to Severani, waiting down there on the fast break. Pass to Devon Sweeney, drives and does not get it on this occasion. Here we have Jordish George on the other end, around the back, does not get it to go. Clinton Reese to Teshon Phillip, back on the other side. Very fast-paced game this is. And here we have a traveling violation. Oh, no, a foul. A foul. Kingsley Lyber calls a foul. I'm not sure who that's on. We're going to wait to see. I see number 3 on the scoreboard. A few substitutions are in on behalf of the Panthers.
So the foul was on Trevor Howe. So Trevor Howe picking up his first.
And I can see that Severani is on the bench now, resting. Well deserved. Well deserved rest. I think he's very close to double-double with that steal.
Yes.
I think he's very close.
At 52, for 52 for Panthers, I think he's up there with at least 18 or maybe more.
Maybe more.
And as you mentioned, converting his steals, when he getting his steals and making sure that he is converted his basket, also popping up a 3 in areas now and then. So
and because he's such a tall guard, it's very difficult for the other guards to guard him.
Yes. And the
so
ball
I think
goes
maybe
off for George, and George converts.
Maybe the Dragons need to evaluate a strategy against Severani, because he's been very dominant in this game for sure. So if they want to stand a chance against the Panthers next game in the finals, they will have to figure out a way to stop him.
Yeah. And I think the coaches are working on that strategy at the moment. And look again at Easy. So he missed that lovely layup. I think he was too casual. Too casual. So as we go into our second half.
That's right.
What are your thoughts on the game so far? Quick.
Well, if I was there on the bench as a Panther coach, I'll be very comfortable with the way how my front court is performing. Stephen Rodney with Teshon Phillip, supported by Devon Sweeney. I'm very happy with how they're playing. I would just encourage them to keep the same energy with the defense and continue pushing that ball forward to get those easy fast break points. On the flip side, with the Dragons now, they are in foul trouble. That's one. 2, they have to stop Stephen Rodney because he's been very dominant once again. So I would say definitely use that brother of destruction duo.
Yes.
Use that chemistry against them, and hopefully they could convert a lot of those points. And as I said, passing the ball is not a problem for Wendell. So I think this team just has to support him, be in the right place at the right time.
As we go courtside, we have MC So just
I think I heard Fabulous. I think I can't see him, but I heard him.
Thank you, Father. Soca Brainwash Festival is the Humama Canal. Thank you, Father. Soca Brainwash 23. And if this is a dream, I don't want to wait. Brainwash is rum and his waist. Look at y'all any place. Oh, Private Ryan on the stage. I could feel the spirit. Is this a fact or is this a dream? Is this how brainwashers feel? Bench me right now to know if it real. Is this a fact or is this a dream?
Don't wanna miss.
I wonder what Jice really expect to find in some, you know.
Prime is coming. Produced in Montserrat Expo. You don't want to miss
Oh,
this.
wait, what do you say,
Did
boy?
you hear? Everything on exhibition is made in Montserrat and is up for sale. The Montserrat Arts Council, in collaboration with the Trade and Quality Infrastructure and Tourism Division, presents Prime. Produced in Montserrat Expo. 2 days of showcasing Montserrat's best products.
Let's talk about Prime. Welcome to the show. The vendor them up. And we want you know. We back with a bang. Last year was a vibe. You're selling, you're buying, you're winning, and now is the time.
It's my time, it's your time to show with Prime. Produced in Montserrat Expo. And it's my time, it's your time to show with Prime. Produced in Montserrat Expo.
It's like nothing you've ever witnessed. The Produced in Montserrat Expo Prime. Vendors and consumers thriving. The people, the products, the energy, the coverage, the entertainment, it's Prime. For more info, visit prime.gov.ms.
My time, your time to show with Prime. Produced in Montserrat Expo. And it's my time, it's your time to show with
Try that song again for me, please, Jason.
No, I want to watch TV.
Not until you finish.
Expect from the upcoming invitational? Are we going to have more teams? Are we going to have...
Well, let's let the cat out of the bag just for tonight. What we have on the table is an OCS tournament with teams from the Leeward Islands and teams from the Windward. We have already gotten some, you know... Interest? No, I won't say confirmation, some interest from some of the teams from the Windward and the Leewards.
That's beautiful.
And so far, we are up to at least 6 teams that have the
Congratulations.
interest. So,
congratulations, Mr. President.
You know, that's what we are looking at the moment. Everything happens, you know, it takes money and
definitely, and a lot of planning. I can tell you.
And planning.
A lot of planning. So shout out to you and your team for working on this, and I hope that everything goes to plan and be even better than you planned it for.
That's right.
So what are some of the advice you would like to give the Ascendant Sports team with putting on this tournament?
Well, the advice I would like to give me, just keep striving, because what you're doing right now, it's actually something good, you know, for the youth. You know, I know that the seniors are not really involved because there's an age limit to your tournament. That's the reason why we have actually opened our tournament to seniors and juniors, you know, but we're sticking to the village concept.
That's right.
So the Ascendant crew, you know, I mean, just big up yourself, Julius and the whole crew, just big up, man.
Now, I'd like to also take this opportunity to invite all our viewers, both here on Montserrat and in the diaspora, to support the MABA organization as well as the Ascendants in any way possible. It doesn't have to be monetary. Mr. Papcha, how can they reach the executive if they want to offer any assistance or donations of that sort?
Our email address is basketballmontserrat, one word, at gmail.com. You can send us an email. It's not even, as you say, monetary. Any advice on how we can do things and any suggestions, we are open to listening to anybody.
Any resources, anything at all. We'll be very grateful. As I said, it's all about the youth development of the children here in Montserrat, and we'll be grateful for any type of support, both monetary and through resources or just advice in general.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Any upcoming dates you can give us all at this present moment, or you're not too sure?
Also, well, we are actually going to put on the MABA Village League early September.
Okay.
And that should last about 2 months. And we're going to try and get out at least by October month end. And then we're going to start training. And in December, the date we have is the 12th of December. We're going to look to have the OCS Invitational Tournament in Montserrat.
Well, one of the observations I made earlier today was, although there are a lot of younger players alongside the official Montserrat squad, I would say, there's a lack of organized basketball happening in this tournament just because of the younger players. Is there a provision in the future for any grassroots operations under the MABA organization? Do you guys envision that in the future? So that just so that it's more natural for them to play a little bit more of an organized basketball.
We definitely have the avenue for that, because one of my executive members, Mr. Jenzi Squarit, right now is in a FIBA training to deal with mini basketball. So we're actually trying to start a grassroots program as soon as he's finished with the training, the FIBA training. So definitely we are looking at the different levels of basketball. So we're starting at the grassroots and then the juniors and move to seniors. So we definitely have a provision for grassroots basketball.
Appreciate that. Well, Mr. Williams, I think I've let out a little too much out of the bag, and I want to save some for the next interview. So I would like to congratulate you on your successful tournament last year, and best wishes for the upcoming one. Hopefully this one can be bigger and better. And as you said, that's already in the plan. So a pleasant good night to you, and thank you so much for having this interview with us.
All right, thank you very much, man.
So here we have it. That was Gilmore Williams, the president of the MABA Association here in Montserrat. That's the Montserrat Amateur Basketball Association. And he just gave us a little insight of what to expect in the future and what has transpired between now and the previous tournament in December. Currently, we have the Panthers versus the Dragons here in the third quarter. Just about 8 minutes remaining. Panthers with 58, Dragons with 43. Welcome back, Ken. How are you doing?
That was a lovely interview, getting it from the president himself. You know, some associations, you might not get to see the president on a platform like this, but a lovely interview. And we know now that we have surprises.
That's right.
And a lot
Something
of interest
to look forward to
in
September and in the later side of the year.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand how difficult it is to put on these tournaments. The amount of organizations you have to reach out to. There's a lot of variables that have to be considered, and a big shout out to the MABA crew, executive and team, and I'd just like to say, you know, best wishes for the future, and a big shout out to the government as well, because you know they have always been supporting basketball and sports in general in Montserrat. So pleasant good night to everyone involved, both our listening audience and whoever came out to support the youngsters today.
And now we have Mr. Yearwood going up, and he missed that. Some lovely basketball was playing, some lovely 1, 2, 3 inside of the key area, getting up. And we have now going up for a 3. Kind of off at the moment. He's trying to find his range inside. So the lovely movement of the ball, and Reed goes up. Is that Reed?
That's
Yes.
a rebound by Wendell Allen. All the way down on the fast break. Puts up that layup and bounces out the rim. Here we have a rebound there by Tashawn Phillip to Trayson. As he runs down the court, passes to Devon Sweeney, drives, and ooh, beautiful. But does not get that in the basket.
And they're still in possession. The Panthers still have the ball. Sweeney has it. Asking for some help inside. He did not get the help, but he decides to go alone with the jump shot. And he's tried to go up for the rebound. So he's here.
Rebound from one brother to the other. And here we have a quick
reverse
layup there by Wendell Allen on that beautiful feed by Krista Moraine on the other side of the court. Beautiful basketball there. You can see a little bit of chemistry. They have been doing this for a while. And a beautiful play there by the Dragons. Here we have Stella Rodney on one side to Tashawn Phillip. Beautiful pass as he fakes and draws the foul.
And he's very clever. He's a very, very clever young player. Getting inside there, using what he has, moving his hands, and drawing the foul inside of the key. So,
very athletic as well.
Again, they're playing to his strength, because now he's at the free throw line, and he's converted at least 85%.
Yeah, and as I said, like the Panthers, they have a game both between Tashawn Phillip and Devon Sweeney. They drive to the basket, they attack the basket, and they consistently draw that foul. And you can see that with the foul trouble that the Dragons are in at the moment.
Yes, and he
Tashawn Phillip misses the second,
and Reese.
The quick cleanup.
Clinton Reese going up, converting that offensive basket. So we have
a 14-point lead here with the Panthers up at 61. Here we have Trevor Howe on the wing, and he misses. Rebound, however, by Jashon Fenton, and he gets it in with the foul.
Yes, and that comes off of Cleveland. That foul is that Skerritt? Yes, I think it's Skerritt.
Right, Cleveland Skerritt.
Yes. And he's saying, yes, boy, I don't know how, but yes, indicated that it was him. I'm wondering if they're taking it for Phillip. 9, it should be 9. But I don't see 9 coming up. I see 13.
That's right. So I think there's a little bit of a confusion at the scorer's side, but that's a miss. So he does not convert that 3.
Even scared with the ball, and he goes up.
To Steve Rodney. Quick feed to Trayson, and he does not get it in. Steve Rodney recovers. Passes it to Tashawn Phillip on the 3 ball, and he gets it in.
And again, that's it. And he goes up like he missed the.
That's right. From Wendell Allen now on the reverse side, he passes it on the other side of the court to Christian Moraine, and he converts.
I keep telling you, if you take your eyes off of this game, and if you're not listening, you're missing something, because every play has a moment. And Clinton Reese converting inside, a quick turn, one drop dribble, and he goes in. So the brothers are going up. Fenton goes up. And that's a steal
there by Tashawn Phillip to Steve Rodney. And easy, he missed that layup.
Came off. He was in 2 minds, because at a moment I thought he was going to jam that.
Right.
And then he looks like he just said, in mid-ear, he changed his mind. So that causing him to have a little fumble under the basket. So you have Mr. Truitt. Is that Truitt? Right?
Yeah, that's Truitt. And he makes that pass to Tashawn Phillip. He misses that 3. Ball with the Dragons. Krista Moraine up the court to Wendell Allen. Drives. Floater. Misses. Rebound there by Cleveland Skerritt as he runs up the court to Steve Rodney, who settles the game and tells his team members to come over.
Yes, I love it. I love that kind of play. And he goes up. Can this be 2? And it comes off of the rim again. Lovely rebound. Mr. Howe gets it. And Cleveland Skerritt getting back. Transition. We have seen some transition, but not completed transition. Lovely ball inside to Truitt. Truitt looks. He don't know what he wants to do with it. Goes out, and I think that's a violation. Is that a 3-second violation inside by Clinton Reese? Yes, it's a 3-second violation. We could have called a traveling. We could have called something inside of that area as well. So we have a timeout here by Coach Skerritt, who is now trailing.
Yeah, that's right.
He's trailing
he has
inside.
Been behind, and he's behind by 13 points. What do you think he's saying down at the court?
He's telling the guys at this present moment, you guys need to take care of the basketball. Yes, we're not converting as much as possible. We need to play to our strength because we're moving away on how we started our games, our previous games, and the players themselves need to take responsibility in their positions. One thing I love at this moment in every match I'm watching, the players are in tune to the coach. Look at that. They're listening, all of they're doing what they're doing, and he's talking. There's no flinging up of shoulders or anything inside of the camp. Everything is flowing. Players are ready to go.
And
Looking at the clock.
That's a big part of sports, discipline.
Discipline, that D
big part of
word.
sports.
It's needed. I like to shout out to Miss Marine Buffon, wherever you are. I know our Sabbath is over, so good night. And to all of my colleagues at the MSS secondary, and to every teacher in Montserrat, no matter if you're in the, is it
primary?
Primary
Education or secondary education?
Secondary and also
college, tertiary.
Is it preschool? Not preschool.
Oh, nursery.
Nursery school, yes. Right. For a moment, my head was all over. And nursery school teachers, I say kudos to you, my teachers. We know that we're the backbone of any nation, and we're needed. Right. So I like to say thank you very much for the work you've put in to most of these.
This year, the World's Teachers Day will be on the 5th of October.
5th of October.
If you didn't know, now you know.
Yes. I like to say thank you very much because you had a part to play in some of these players.
That's right.
From nursery to secondary, now some are in the government structure or doing their own thing. So I say we are the ones who have molded some of these players into what they are for today.
And that's a well-deserved kudos.
Yes.
Here we have an inbound play here by the Dragons. Wendell Allen on the half court. Kingsley to Wendell Allen. Inbound play to Devonnie Brown, guarded by Devon Sweeney of the Panthers. On the wing, we have Jordish George against Cleveland Skerritt. Drives hard, strong, and gets it in. Is there a foul called? Yes, a foul called on Cleveland Skerritt.
That one's a little shocking. I would have more said Tristan Truitt, but the officials have seen something different. So Cleveland Skerritt, I think that would have been his third, but they have him for his second. I know, because you remember that moment they had it for
13, right?
Yes. So now Georges goes up for his, and he has converted
his 3 points.
Yes.
That's the layup plus the and one.
Yeah.
Here we have just about 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Score is 66-56. The Panthers versus the Dragons, just a 10-point lead.
And
a little bit of traveling there by Tashawn Phillip. A little confusion. I want to call it traveling, but he didn't know what to do in midair.
And I do love his drive, because those two power players standing in front of him, and he still went through there trying to draw the foul as much as possible inside of the key, but yet still, he's driving.
That's right. As I said, he's not afraid to tap the basket. He is not afraid, and that's a mentality he shares with Devon Sweeney as well.
Yeah.
So that's both of them. They would drive the basket.
Yes.
And if you're not coached on how to defend I would say an attack, then you are going to give away a few blocking fouls.
Yes.
That's right. So that's something the coaches can take into consideration when training these players, is that how to, I would say, defend when there's an attack to the basket. Because if I'm not right, I'm not a basketball player anymore, but I think if you stand straight without moving outside that semicircle, you may be able to attract a charging foul on the other end.
Yeah. So we see now George goes up, and he's missed his first attempt, so he goes for his second, and he missed that as well. And Clinton Reese with the rebound. Ball goes out to Cleveland Skerritt. Cleveland Skerritt coming out of the half. I'm not holding the ball. The ball comes out of his hand, And we're looking for that call. I wonder what call is that. No indication from the officials the call, but George take it.
That's right.
Josh Fenton take it up. Goes out to Brown. Brown stays on the top of the key. Comes inside. And a quickly reverse pass back inside to Brown. Brown converts.
Beautiful assist here by Crystal Marine.
So we have is it an 8-point game?
That's right. Devon Sweeney with the floater. Does not get it in. And the ball now for the Dragons.
Yeah, so we have some unforced turnovers here going forward. Is it yeah?
George bringing it over the half. A little crossover. Drives in. George to Jashawn Fenton. Back out to Wendell Allen for the 3, and he does not get that to go.
So true, it has a
traveling.
Double.
Oh, doubling.
Double. And you can hear some of the fans are saying that call is a kind of harsh, but at this moment we need the guys to learn as much as possible. A lovely steal again, and Cleveland Scarrett gets it, goes out to Phillip. Phillip goes and he wastes no time getting to the basket and converting that one. So a little misplay there. So these two guys, not the tallest of the bunch, but making their presence being felt. And look at it, the brothers.
Beautiful pass by Krista Marine. With that cut by Wendell Allen, it's very, you know what's very important? Being in the right position at the right time.
Yes. And with these guys, their vision.
That's right.
And also that chemistry that I spoke about before. Yes.
Yeah, that's a little bit
traveling,
of
definitely traveling.
I saw that one from
Yes, that was too obvious.
Yeah.
So someone has checked in here.
I think the time for traveling, I think the airport is closed.
All right, so I think Coach Skerritt has now asked Mr. Brown to have a rest. And who has checked in for Mr. Brown?
Mr. Kish.
Kish Phillip. Kish Phillip. A very good player, very quiet.
He takes the 3-ball, Kish
and
Phillip,
just
and
as I mentioned, a very quiet player, but he has something in his locker, and as you can see, he's converted a lovely 3-point uncontested on the outer bounds.
Which brings the score down to just a 5-point game.
5-point game.
With
so now
just over 2 minutes remaining in the third
Sweeney
quarter.
goes up, he's missed. Reese goes up. Stevel Rodney goes up, fighting for that missing under the basket.
Rebound by Kish to George as he drives left hand. Does not get that to go in. But the Dragons remain in possession. We have Stevel Rodney now stealing the ball, passes to Devon Sweeney as he settles the game. Drives, passes to Stevel Rodney, to Tashawn Phillip for the 3-pointer and misses. Rebound, however, with the Panthers, Devon Sweeney takes a shot and misses. Official blows the whistle, and there's a foul called.
So we have from the side. Is it their side?
No, I think he's going to shoot, and there is, I think it's going to be on the side, that's right.
Yeah.
Tashawn Phillip is going to have the inbound play for the Panthers. And it's just a 5-point lead. So well done to the Dragons for cutting that down. Stevel Rodney at the half-court mark. Passing it to Tashawn Phillip. Back to Stevel Rodney to Chewett. On the wing, Stevel Rodney posts up, passes to Sweeney on the cut, and he misses. But beautiful basketball, though.
Ooh, lovely play straight through. And Wendell Allen goes up. Very strong play. Very, very lovely play. Lovely through the
so leg. As I said, Stevel's a very good defender, has long arms, but he also has a wide legs that Wendell Allen just, blew past him.
And as I say, Coach Skerritt has called a time now. Coach Rodney has called a timeout now, calling his boys back to the bench. And as we mentioned before, these two teams are likely the teams that you will see in the finals. And you can see a showcase of what these two teams have in their locker. And I think they have more to offer, but the coaches are being very, very articulate in what they're doing. So I think for next week, we'll have a real showdown. So we are asking the public to come out next week to see a very, very, very exciting final. I can guarantee that something along that line is going to be epic. It's going to be epic. And Coach Rodney is there. You can see here.
Remember, it's a long weekend, so we're inviting the entire family.
Yes.
Mommy, daddy, children.
Bring
uncle,
out
auntie,
everyone.
Granny as well.
Let's support our young players. Let me say that again. Let's give support to our young players. It's not easy. Let them understand when they travel, this is what they will face. They will face the crowd. They will face everything. And as you've mentioned, playing under the whistle, yourself and Mr. Skerritt said, playing under the whistle is something different. Some 100%. Of our players need to experience
that. Right, 100%.
You know? So we have Wendell Allen going up for a free throw. And remember, a free throw is 1 point. And he missed. Yes, he has 2 because he did not convert his chance when he got it in normal play. So now he's at the line. He has a chance to get 2, but he missed his first one. So he has his second one. Liebert indicated that he has his second one, and he's also missed that. Not too strong there coming from the free throw. So now we have 1 minute and 43 seconds with 18 seconds on the clock. Truitt has the ball, holds his head down. Lovely pass, but a little too strong. A little too strong passing that ball inside. Well, I think he knows.
Clinton Reese couldn't get a hold of that one.
All right. So you have Kish Phillip going up. Pass the ball inside to George. George plays on the kick. Moraine has it turned, and he drives strong, taking that ball off the left. Lovely pass to Steven Rodney. Rodney takes it. Lovely crossover dribble. And
Devon Sweeney fumbles.
Still
back
in
to
possession,
Rodney,
yes.
However, strong to the basket.
No look away, and he put that ball back up. Strong play. Giving the eye, taking that player off and bringing it back under. So that's a lovely play. When the Allen with the ball now shows up to the Moraine brother, and a lovely pass, but Kish was not reading that one. That would have been a lovely play, driving off of the
that's right,
the baseline and converting a lovely layup, but it wasn't to be so. And someone is checking in, or
Wendell Allen is now off the court,
and we have a player coming in that I greatly admire, and that's Latisse Martin. And he got his call up for the national, I think it was early this year or last year.
That's right.
A very, very good player. We have yet seen him in action fully, but now he has a chance, and he has it. He take it. Lovely pass inside. Can it be converted by Clinton? Clinton goes up again, missing. Lovely rebound by Jesh. Jesh move, and Kish Phillip goes up with that lovely layup.
And that's left-handed as well, right?
Yes.
Beautiful.
So we have 42 seconds remaining with 21 seconds on the clock. Lovely steal by Brown. And Kish Phillip has it. And these two, no communication whatsoever. So it's 4-4. And a lovely layup by Truitt. Easy. One of the easiest layups we would have made for the evening. Should just Fenton have the ball coming over the line. Quickly turnover again. So we have some unforced turnovers here in this game. And looking at, I'm wondering he picked up the foul.
That's right.
Yes,
Devon Sweeney picked up the foul against Christian Moraine of the Dragons.
And we're having a lot of unforced errors and some turnovers in this half, and just no taking the game down at this moment. I think they're fighting against the clock at this time. You just need to
remaining in the
hold the ball.
Devon Sweeney back at the line again after drawing the foul. That's what he specializes in. And he misses the first free throw. However, you know what I like to see? I like to see fundamental basketball. I like to see pick and roll, 3-man weave on a fast break.
We've mentioned that earlier. That's missing from the game. I think the NBA has done something to us, and we're missing that part because
one thing I remember my coach telling me: don't watch NBA. Watch college basketball.
College basketball,
that's when you learn the game more. You know, the NBA is a bit more fancy, someone pulling up from halfway. But college basketball, where you see the players, so you see how to. So a half-court shot attempt by Christian Moraine does not get it to go in, but a good attempt.
Yeah, as you mentioned, and let's give our audience 74, 65, 74 to the Panthers, 65 to the Dragons, and we're in the third quarter. Is it? No, we're in the fourth, looking to go into the fourth. So it's anyone's game at this moment. A lovely, lovely basketball here. They are sending on the 25 youth tournament, and we must say, thank you very much from Mr. Fergus and the team.
Definitely.
The sending team. I would like to say it's always a joy and a pleasure to talk sports, and we're here with Phil. Help me here, Philomagic
Media,
Media, and bringing it live along with ZJB, and I'm telling you, it's clean, clean, clean.
That's right.
I like to say 3D, but we're going to 4D because I'm here and I'm still looking at the court from different angles, and I'm saying this is something that we can use so much in society, getting our young players out there into the world, making the world see our facility. We have one of the best facility in the Caribbean, and I must boast on it. Some people say I'm Antiguan, some people say I'm British, but I must say I'm all of them. Looking at the courts and looking at what we have here and looking at the different angles, I am impressed.
Well, Mr. Williams did give us a big insight of what to expect.
Yes.
He called this tournament the warm-up for the Maba Village League, and I must say it's a good opportunity for the younger ones to get involved. And we're going to invite Mr. Julius Fergus. I think he is the CEO, chairman, top boss of the Ascendant sports team.
Yes,
and I'd like to invite you for a quick interview as we're waiting for the fourth quarter. So far, the tournament, congratulations, first of all, on a wonderful tournament. It's not easy putting together something like this, especially in Montserrat, as you know. But you pull it together along with your team. We'd like to shout out the sponsors one more time. And is there anything that you'd like to say to your team or to the listening public or just the players in general?
Yeah, man, give thanks to my team every time. As you said, it's not easy, but the passion is there. The passion has always been there for basketball from an early age, you know. And it's just my form of giving back to the youths, giving them opportunity, you know, giving them opportunity to express themselves and for their talent to be seen outside, you know. You never know who might be watching and who may get picked up.
That's right.
With thanks to Philomagic as well. Even though you may not see it live, the games are still on YouTube, so you could go and rewatch, you know, if they feel like they want to send it to a scout or someone. The footage is there, you send them a YouTube link. Back in my day, I had to get one of my brethrens, big up NTG, when I was trying to go to college, to come now with his camera and record me by myself and that type of stuff. We have the footage.
Well, you've done really well as a executive member, as you know, putting on this tournament. However, we have the Maba Village. Are we going to see Mr. Julius Fergus on the court?
Oh no, man, I'm done with that.
You're done with that? You're done with that?
I'm done with that. I'll be on the sidelines coaching the Montserrat Secondary School.
Okay, so we're
I'll be wearing a different hat in that league,
right,
you know.
I
could still put it on them, you know, but I'll leave that for the other guys.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
man,
Well, he said that there's no age limit this time around.
True.
So I mean, I'll be happy to see you on the court.
You never know. I might get one of my up-and-coming coaches to sit on the bench and help out MSS one night.
Yeah, that's right. But back to the interview. What are some of the long-term goals for Ascendant Sports? You guys, this is your second tournament, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it will be annual. Congratulations once again. What are some of the long-term goals that you're planning to execute in the future?
Well, one of our main aspects is development in terms of sporting development. Right now, our main focus is basketball, but we plan to expand into other sports eventually. We started last year with just the coaching the MSS players, but this year we've big on a mini basketball program, so that's a bit of an expansion. I'm still holding the gas. I'm waiting I have some help right now. I have some other guys who have expressed interest in helping, so we may start a female program eventually. But our core goal is to develop the level of basketball. The tournaments are just, you know, milestones for the players to, you know, see where they are, express themselves and to showcase their development to the wider community. But mainly is to develop the sport itself.
One of the observations I've made is the need of organized basketball in this sort of tournament, so that the younger players who now have the opportunity to know what it's like playing under the whistle.
Yes.
To have that exposure, to have that experience playing pick and roll, playing,
Yes.
just practicing their free throws and developing their game in that manner.
Yes.
Do you think you have provisions for that sort of stuff for the next tournament coming up next year? Mr. Gilmore, Papcha Williams did mention that there's a grassroots in the pipeline for. Are you going to be working along with them? Are you going to be supporting them in a different perspective?
Yeah, I'll definitely be working along with them. Anything to do with basketball, I'm willing to work. Anything to do with the youths, I'm willing to give my all and assist in any way I could. In terms of the grassroots, as I said, we started one with Ascendant Sports initially, and it's right now we have close to 50 youths at any given time. So the numbers are getting big, and we'll have to split it eventually.
So is there going to be a summer camp? Am I pushing too far, or
we may have? Now, DHP has put on a summer camp already.
Okay.
I know the Ministry of Education and Sports will be putting on a camp. We may take a break in the summer because we've been working it all year, so we allow the youth to take part in those summer camps. As I said, as we get more resources, as we get more personnel, we'll be putting on camps and weekend tournaments and stuff like that. Maybe 3-on-3 for even the younger ones, The MSS has their tournament in October, I think.
That's right.
Or later down in the year, in the last quarter, which I also assist them with.
Okay.
So there's a lot of basketball coming up along the way. For the guys, from nothing in 2 years ago to at least 4 tournaments a year is a big jump.
It's a big jump, and congratulations once again. Now, for the listening public, for anyone here in Montserrat or in the diaspora or just anyone in the world, how can they reach Ascendant Sports to offer any assistance, whether it be monetary, through sponsorships, or just advice or resources in general? How can they reach you?
They could email us at ascendantsports664@gmail.com. No, ascendantsports@gmail.com. We're on Instagram as Ascendant Sports 664.
That's right.
You can also call me directly at 392-5148 1664-392-5148. That's my personal cell phone number. And even people locally, you see me around, you could just give me a hail or get my contact. It's a small place. If you need to get me, just ask.
You can ask me if you see me on the road and you want to help Ascendant Sports. Just say, "Good day, Josh. I would like to help Julius and of Ascendant Sports. How can I get in contact with him?" I will give you his number.
Definitely. Small world, we have to work together.
That's beautiful. Any plans of having a regional footprint for Ascendance? Is that a long-term goal for you?
Yes, we do. As one of our long-term goals, we do plan to expand the league. This league next year I'm thinking about going 2 rounds, so it's not a short, so the guys could play each other at least twice.
Okay.
It's the excitement of the league is kind of like a one shot and done. It's either you're in or you're out. If you lose 2 games, that's it for you. So it brings that level of intensity and excitement, but the crowd wants a bit more, and the guys could, because it's the first tournament for the year, a second round would give them a chance to more come into themselves.
That's right.
In terms of regionally, eventually we may invite teams to come and participate, depending on how the access situation works, and we could mix it up. We could definitely mix it up.
Well, with that being said, the finals are coming up next week, and it is a long weekend. So I invited all members of the public, family, as a family event. Bring your mom, your dad, your children, your grandparents, your uncle, your aunts. So I would like to just invite them as the top boss of Ascendant Sports. Please invite everyone to come out.
Yeah, definitely. As you've seen, each game so far for the tournament has been exciting. It has been intense. They've been close. Tonight we had a last-second winner. It may be controversial, but that's what people like. They like the controversy. They like the excitement. So come on out. You won't be disappointed. As we said, it's a long weekend. You could sleep late if you need to. Bring out the family, bring out your friends, and pick your team. They've been out for 3 weeks now. You should be familiar. Wear your colors. Come out, support Ascendant Sports, support the youths. They really do appreciate the support. And you'll be in for a treat next week. You've been for some competitive basketball, and you won't go home disappointed.
That's right. Gotta say, it's been a beautiful tournament so far, and what is guaranteed is a lot of entertainment next week. So come down. It is a family event, and it's a long weekend. So Julius, thank you for joining us here in the booth. I know you're going to be up and down a lot as the top boss, as I like to say. So thank you for joining us once again, and congratulations on a successful tournament once again.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Looking forward to bigger and better things in the future.
Yes, sir. Bless.
So here we have it. That was Julius Fergus, the top boss, as I like to say. He's the CEO of the Ascendant Sports. That's the team responsible for this tournament. And here we have the Panthers versus the Dragons in a warm-up match for their finals next week here at 79-73. Just a 6-point game with 6 minutes and a little more remaining in the final quarter. Ken, welcome back to the booth. How you feeling? It's the last quarter. It's a 6-point game.
I'm feeling good. What I've seen just there a while ago, a little moment of madness from George at the end there. So far, that's the only first slight indiscipline. I think he got a technical for what he did there. And I think there was a little miscommunication somewhere. He thought it was his chance to come on, and then he had a flare of hand. And you remember in this game, as we spoke about the pillars, the discipline factor. Right. So he received a technical there, giving the other team a moment for Mr. Phillip to convert a basket for his team, and also gaining possession of the basketball for the Panthers.
And did they convert?
Yes.
So that just goes to show,
yes,
especially in these moments, like, you know, it's very critical for you to keep your composure. Some things might not go your way. But what is important is for you to remain calm for the betterment of your team.
Yes.
Because basketball is not like athletics. You know, it's not a one-man show.
Team camaraderie. Yeah, team camaraderie is very important. And a lovely interview there by Mr. Fergus.
I try.
Yes. Yes, and I like it. And questions you've asked are very, very, very important in the development of our youngsters. As you heard, and as you can hear me as an advocate for young development, I've been through so much things in my life, and I know what it means for you not to go through a door for indiscipline.
That's right.
You know, and discipline is very, very important for our younger generation coming up, ever going into that professionalism or choosing it as a profession.
No, I might be a bit biased, but
yes.
I think sports is one of the most important things for a youth development.
Yes.
Like, because it teaches you so much, regardless if it's cricket, basketball.
Yeah.
I don't care what you play. Once you are involved in a sport, it teaches you discipline, it teaches you commitment. You have
teamwork,
to, you know, and leadership skills.
Yes.
And it has so many benefits. Networks. Look at Jordan Ryan.
Yes.
You know, he's now on his way to America for a scholarship.
Yes.
And these are the things that you can get yourself involved with just by playing sports.
Yes.
And you don't have to be at a national level. You could just do it to be fit.
Yes.
And I just want to encourage everyone, you know, encourage your children, encourage your younger siblings to just be involved.
And even touching and saying, getting parents involved in the activities of what your children are doing.
Because I know a lot of parents are proud to see their children performing so well here in this tournament. Here we have George on the fast break and a quick 2 points, increasing or decreasing the lead down to just 4 points.
Yes. And the little time we took there, that's how fast this game has turned into. And Mr. Skerritt going up there, 2-step and going up, still in possession of the basketball. Ball goes out to Stephen Rodney. Coach is asking for D, and the guard missed that, and Mr. Skerritt went up between 1, 2, 3. Mr. Fenton is wondering how did that young man pass 4 of us there, but it's just the agility and the movements and the handwork getting in there. Stephen Rodney stopping him at the top of the key.
Just about 4 points. Dragon with possession. Here we have Krista Marine driving hard, strong, pass to Wendell Allen, but he does not get it in. However, a good recover there. Very good athleticism. And
a turnover by Philip.
Kish, that was a bit of a miscommunication there. Unfortunate. It's not entirely his fault. But a quick floater, easy floater there by Tishon Phillip, taking advantage of that mishap by Kish.
And this is the moment of the game you have to be on. Everything you need to be thinking, you need to be seen, the vision needs to turn up. I know some of the guys, and look at this, no defense inside. So again, quick transitioning, getting that possession of the ball, getting that steal, and as quickly converted for 2 lovely baskets. Every basket now is goal. But as we've mentioned before, as you were talking to Mr. Fergus, next week is the final. So as we mentioned before, these 2 teams have something to show. And I'm saying if you're not here next week, you've missed something for the last couple of weeks, because we really had a showcase of talent.
That's right.
And I'm asking all of our adults, guardians, and parents, please take time out. It's just for an hour or 2. Bring your children. I see dads here with their sons, moms looking at their son outside. And, you know, others are just here in support. Brothers looking at their brother. And
that's me.
And we have it here, so it's no lie. And you have Philip Magic Media, you know, giving us that
That's right.
broadcasting, as they say.
I wish I had Philip Magic Media when I was playing basketball.
Yeah.
I'd have posted them.
You say hitting
Thursday.
net.
Yeah.
You hitting the net.
You know, I used to love to do it after glass. You know?
Yeah.
Because what people don't understand is harder to make a shot with the glass.
Yes.
And to be a very skillful shooter. That's right.
And a lovely, lovely block there from Moraine. And look at that.
Did you see that pass?
Yes. That no look. The ball don't seem. And Mr. Brown goes up strong, getting that bound. And there's a foul from Mr. Truitt inside. So the ball goes over.
That's right. That's Truitt's third foul.
Third, yes.
That's about 3
and
minutes.
That's not bad, is it? Yeah. He's
a
allowed.
big man.
Yeah. And we still need some more aggression inside of the key area, because that's the area I like, you know. Any basketball that is being played inside that area. As you mentioned, look at that 1-2 play.
Beautiful pass.
Yeah.
Could not convert. And I got to say, Mr. Brown, Rodney Brown, the coach, has given Steph a little rest.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's going to be back in before the 2-minute mark here. And here we have Devon Sweeney with that fake. Attacking the basket once again, drawing the foul once again, and he does that so effortlessly.
Like Bird has said, call for the foul of Mr. Brown. You
That's
said
right,
something
and that's
earlier.
His 4th foul this game.
You said something earlier along with Coach Skerritt that we need to go back to the traditional. You know, we have gone so far into futuristic basketball that now they're even suggesting that they move the 3-point line and have a 4-point line. And I understand what they're saying, because, you know, some of these guys, they're throwing that ball from anywhere. It's going in, they're seeing the rim so big. But again, we need grassroots. If we cannot,
that's right.
You know,
fundamentals is very important. But you see what it is, though, along with culture, traditions, things evolve.
Yes.
And that's what happens with basketball as well. Things are not the same. Back in the day, you know, I don't think the 3-point line existed at all. So, you know, as I said, sports, it evolves and the culture changes. Now you have big men shooting 3-point. Look at Joel Embiid.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's just that's how life goes. That's how sports goes, and we just have to go with it. Just have to develop our players now to and to not only be strong in the paint and attack the basket, but also be able to shoot that 3-ball.
Yeah, so you have a all-rounded game in your locker. So it's not just hey, I am the power forward, but I can still throw them up and they go in the same way.
Right. But with that being said, though, I preferred back in the
traditional.
Day.
Yeah. For me, yes. Looking and seeing the traveling, looking and seeing everything. I'm seeing man taking 4 steps, and then some of the fouls you want it, and then you're looking. I don't like that. It kills my momentum for sports. But
that's right.
As you say, it's futuristic. Let's look at it some more. But we need to teach the fundamentals, because I think you teach the fundamentals of the sport.
That's
Oh,
right.
we will learn and have a better understanding and craft of the
And
game.
that's why it's so important to have the grassroots program to instill those important, fundamental basketball strategies from a young age.
Yeah.
And once you have that foundation where you know, okay, cool, this is how I grab the ball, this is how I shoot the ball, this is how I develop my form. I think developing your game after that becomes very easy. As a player.
All right, and you
Quick
have a quicker
basket
basket
there.
from Yearwood mixing with George, and we have a 8-point game now with 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Cleveland Scare is driving and he's going up, and a quick conversion by Truitt, that offensive basket, and again the offensive game tonight for both teams have been really, really good getting that offensive bucket back in and from under the rim.
Safe to say, Dragons are gonna have to do a lot of work to catch back up this lead. We have Jordesh trying the 3-ball, missing, and I think the Dragons have given up on defense. It's a foul there.
And I think Sweeney is looking for the foul.
And as I said, 2 minutes are in, and Steve Rodney is back in the court.
Yes,
I told you.
yes.
Coach Brown knows what he's doing.
Yes.
Coach Brown knows what he's doing.
Yeah. So you have the energy of Rodney coming in.
And he's well rested.
Yes.
And he's already gone to work. We have Devon Sweeney at top of the court.
And they're moving it.
Cleveland Skerritt. Steve Rodney. Guarded by Jordan George. Strong. Tries to pass. Looking for Cleveland Skerritt. Passes the ball to Cleveland. Drives. And a layup. It gets it in. Beautiful assist there by Steve Rodney. And the score now moves on to 96 for the Panthers and 84 for the Dragons.
And George comes up with the ball, be guarded by Skerritt. And Marine goes up for a 3-pointer. Lovely pass. And Trishan goes up, got control, and
Good pass there
converts.
by
Yes.
Steve Rodney getting another assist. So
Is he in triple? You think he's in triple?
I think so.
Yeah. We would like to see the stats on him tonight. And now he has a little foul trouble. Yes, I think he has a little foul trouble here. Yes,
That's his
second foul.
Yeah, I think he's safe. Yeah.
I didn't think the first one was his anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so we have a lovely matchup here. We're in 98-84. Anything can happen at this point still, but yeah, they need to really, really work for that 1 minute and 20 seconds. And for some who don't understand the game, 1 minute and 20 seconds seems like 2 hours. For a match. Anything can happen. Timeout and everything. As you can see now, Josh Fenton has converted his free throw. So now you have likely he needs to convert this one 86. Yes. And then after this, and he has. And let's see what can happen if they're going to foul anyone, if they're going to foul someone, or if they're going to look at that. That's a turnover.
If I was Coach Garrett, I would just put on my younger players.
And give them
next
that
week is the finals.
Yes,
yeah. Because in the intensity, there's always a risk of injury.
Yes.
So I would want to just let my players relax and let this one go.
And you've just called it, so you have young Israel and Diego Benjamin checking in now for the Dragons.
That's right.
Or the Panthers. Diego Benjamin, number 7.
Is that Coach Rodney saying, we done it now?
Yeah.
We got this one in the bag.
We got this. And you have young Kurji, very, very good ball-handler point guard.
So you see what he did. He rested Steve Rodney, put him back into the game, and now he's sending the younger players to get a game. Now here we have the younger players taking a shot.
And lovely in and out. Yeah.
Steve Rodney to Trayson. Back to Steve Rodney.
And we have traveling there from Truitt. I think Truitt a little raw on the edge there. He's a little raw. So some teaching going on there from Moraine, teaching some of the players something. I think it's and D'Angelo checking in, and you have young Mendez as well checking into the game.
So
young players
off the court.
Yes, as you mentioned. Coach said, we have this.
Rest
40
yourself
years.
Next
and that's
week.
good. So you have Winspear in the game as well. Joshua Winspear. So you have some third farmers, second farmers, fourth farmers playing in. And D'Angelo going up. And you've missed the basket.
I think Kristen thinks that he could still save the game. I think he's...
And we have call here. Something went on down there with Coach Liebert.
That's right.
Yes. So we need to set back that clock. So can we get that clock? No. Yes. No. No. So we have Tishawn Phillip coming up with the basketball. So you have young Alan Mendez in the game. And he's got a touch of the ball. Very good hands as well. And he's from the Spanish community. And I'm telling you, he's a young man that I know. He loves the game and he can play. They understand it. And these young men are here. I'm so glad that they're getting a game. And he missed. Diego Benjamin with the rebound. And the lovely pass. And Kurji goes up for the three. Is it? No, it's off the glass. And it's converted by Truitt.
Quick cleanup there by Tristan Truitt.
Yeah.
So you can see you have the senior members supporting the youngsters there.
And look at that. That was a lovely one-hand job by Jeff Fenton, expressing himself at this time. Maybe at little moment he's saying, boy.
Showing his frustration.
And Diego tries a long shot and the game is over.
That's
and we have the Dragons 88 and the Panthers 100. Coach Skerritt must be, wondering what had hit him there, but Rodney and his team came out.
I think that was very good coaching there by Rodney Brown of the Panthers. So I think there's something for the Dragons to look forward to next week. Coach Skerritt has some work to do there with his team, especially the utilization of the Brothers of Destruction.
Yes,
you did see a lot of potential there for them.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we'd like to invite you guys once again next week, same place, same time, Saturday next week. It's a long weekend. It's a family event. Bring everyone down and we'll have a good time. So with that being said, that's the end of my talking for tonight.
Yes. I like to say thank you for everyone who've tuned into us. Magic Media, thank you very much. ZJB, all of the sponsors, all of the guests who have sat with us for a brief moment. Those interviews, lovely interviews that we have done. Right. Like to say thank you very much. And do come out next week. Do come out next week for a very exciting encounter for the finals. And we are hoping to see you. Lots of giveaways. I can guarantee next week a lot of giveaways. So thank you for tuning in to the Ascendants on the 25 Basketball League. We thank you for coming and thank you. So good night. Keep safe. Until next time. Thank you.
Cigarette, bend down like a nix. Slap up on your body, girl, shake up your leg, burn like a cigarette, bend down like a nix. If you know that
Ashok Supermarket is here to serve you with the best prices and wide variety of goods. Ashok's has the best service and longest hours. Come and get best bargains on drinks and pasta. You want to have a party? Just check Ashok Supermarket for rum, high wine, beers, Guinness, stout, disposable plates, lunch boxes, you name it, we've got it all. Ashok Supermarket also offers a wide variety of groceries and late night shopping.
Friend, I noticed you have a big smile on your face, huh? It's because I shop at Ashok's.
People were scared out of their wits. It was like an ambush.
Here, on the Caribbean island of Montserrat, I'm exploring the only natural disaster exclusion zone in the world.
Wow. The scale is astonishing.
Ben Fogle and the Buried City, Tuesday at 9 on Channel 5 and My 5.